What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people, and I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now, and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from antondaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of After Hours. I got my friends Q Diddy, Slimmy. I got the ladies at the bottom. Meek. Up at the top last time. So, what up, y'all? How y'all feel?
Great. Everything's great.
A beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day.
It was a really nice. It was a nice day until it started raining.
Could you be mine? We're gonna have record snowfall on Saturday, so that's stupid as fuck.
Wow.
The weather there always seems so weird.
This is the
it could be a tornado. Like we have like tornadoes in the middle of blizzards and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit weird as fuck, man. I got something to do with them chemtrails. I don't care what nobody say.
What?
It'd be a whole bunch of chemtrails in this. Yeah, look in the sky one day. You're gonna see a whole bunch of chemtrails. Like,
what are you drinking, Mika?
Shit is outrageous.
What are you drinking? What are you drinking? Okay.
What is that? What is C4?
Energy drink.
Energy drink or pre-workout, whatever one.
High fructose corn syrup.
What up, y'all? What up, Carrie?
Hey, am I lagging?
I think everybody is because I said something and Mika didn't laugh until 3 seconds later.
Bro, I know I got this hotel Wi-Fi. It's Mexico hotel Wi-Fi, so it's a little different for me.
El Chapo, then he in jail, so you ain't got to get shit. Man, like no cap, I used to mess with El Chapo's niece.
All right. So what else is new? Anything new?
Don't roll your eyes like that at me, Carrie.
That we need to be.
When she told me, I stopped talking to her as soon as she
like
told
this
me.
chair.
Oh, okay, I'm about to say, I don't think you should say that publicly.
And you know why I didn't go farther? Because I didn't have no condoms, and she left. Mm-hmm. Fuck you, Mika. She said, I can't do it. She said, get one or I'm out of here. And she left. Shout out to El Chapo.
Somebody said Mexico is the last place on earth I'd go. Mexico is dope.
Yeah, Mexico's dope.
Mexico is lovely. I go to Mexico every year.
Y'all do know that Mexico is a huge place, right? That there's like a ton of cities here in Mexico. Just want to let y'all know that.
Mexico is beautiful. I go every year.
I've never been to Mexico City yet. I'm gonna probably next time I come here, I might stop at Mexico City.
So. That's why I'm scared to go. I'm scared to go there in Tijuana.
Why? What's wrong with Mexico City? I got you, baby.
That's where they be.
In Mexico City, I heard it was really that's where the majority of American people move to when they come here, is in Mexico City.
Every time I've seen like the news of the shootouts and all that stuff, it's always Mexico City. Every time I see something happen with like all the crazy stuff, it's always Tijuana.
Well, I'm sure Tijuana is pretty interesting, but I'll do some research and then we'll figure it out from there.
But other than that, Mexico is, I mean, it's like America. In certain places you avoid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know what's so funny? And Rita told me I should ask her homegirls. Everywhere I go out of the country, Rita always got some friends there. We was traveling here. She like, oh yeah, my homegirl was telling me this and that. And that. Like, what do you mean your homegirl? She visited? No, she lived there. What do you mean you lived there? That don't even make sense. Look, she about to go hang out with her friends that's here. What the shit is that?
That's dope.
I don't understand it though.
All my friends live in Oklahoma.
I see. Anyways, what else is new? What's up, y'all? What else we talking about?
Oklahoma City Thunder about to wreck shop in the playoffs. Stand up, okay.
Jorge said Molly is so sweet.
No, she's
thank
not.
you, Jorge.
She's beautiful, but sweet she is not. But
That's
she's
not
definitely
true.
she's definitely gorgeous though. Molly's
Thank
a
you.
monster, a little cookie monster.
Thank you, though.
Rio said, "What happened to them weak ass calves?"
They're gonna trigger Slimmy.
Can't trigger me with that. Like they in first place. I don't get it. I don't understand. How could they be weak? How could they be weak? Like it don't make sense.
Well, with that being said, I guess we can start off the live stream with the title, the first part of the.
I can tell you this: Anthony Anderson is unbothered.
I might be struggle streaming a little bit here.
Anthony Edwards.
Hotel.
Anthony Anderson is an actor.
He's unbothered. AE is unbothered. American Eagle. Unbothered.
Can y'all hear me? Am I struggle streaming still?
No, you good.
A little, but like I think it's gonna keep cutting in and out.
Yeah, I'm on this hotel Wi-Fi, but let me go ahead and share my screen really quickly, or put the title of it up, and then we can go ahead and get started with this.
She thick.
I'm gonna have to switch my connection, to be honest with you.
Come to
Switch your connection or what?
speak with you guys. I came into this situation with the status because artist, right? From then I'm viewed as a certain type of woman because I'm beautiful and I have a nice body. And normally women like that attract a certain caliber of men, which is also not my fault. And now that I am in yet another situation where I now have a child with another successful man, there's no telling you guys that I'm not a gold digger. You guys, it's no beating those allegations at all. The only thing that irritates me is I read comments that say, oh, you're a gold digger, or you kept the baby for a check. What if I came to y'all's pages, right? And I compared the men that you have children with to the men that I have children with. And I said, you were digging for poverty when you picked him to be your baby daddy, weren't you? Oh, you kept that baby for an extra income tax credit, didn't you? Or you kept that baby for a couple extra $100 in food stamps, didn't you? Or you kept that baby for an extra Section 8 voucher. Is that why you kept your baby?
So with that being said, is she right? Because she was basically going back at the women that was coming for her, that was basically saying that she's a gold digger, and they were calling her all of this stuff. And she was saying that, yo, basically, I could never beat these allegations because the quality of men that I choose to have children with, or the quality of men that attract themselves to me, that want to get me pregnant, is just a higher quality of man than the rest of you women that's out here. Is she right about the fact that she just attracts a higher quality of man, or is there some other factor that's playing a role into why she is in the position that she's in? Now, and again, for context, this is a woman that Anthony Edwards is in a relationship, or was in a relationship with, that he offered to make the 216 payments ahead of time, and she's also Lil Baby's baby mama. All right. So anybody can jump in. Just want to get your thoughts. Why are you shaking your head, Slimmy?
Because it's just like the white dude. The white dude, like, he was worried about 936 replies, or he sent out 936 messages. Like, why is she reading the comments? Why the fuck do the comments matter to you? Why are you validating yourself through the internet? If you got this much status, if you are this, whoever you think you are, why do the comments matter? Like, literally, why do the comments matter to you? And it doesn't matter if you going at them women that got them baby daddies that are shit. Y'all all in the same position. Y'all all on the same level. Y'all all got dudes that fucking left you with a kid. So it don't matter. You the same. You the same. It don't matter your status. The motherfuckers didn't want you. Period. Ain't that how they talk? It's a wrap for you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You could talk down on the women. Y'all in the same boat. Them dudes did not want y'all. Y'all had babies by them dudes. You chose to do that. You chose to let them go raw up in you. You chose to let him shoot up the club. He did that shit. You chose to have that baby, and now you stuck. And you want to get mad at the internet because they saying stuff about you. That's your fault. You're not clapping back at nobody. You just pointing three fingers back at yourself, and you looking foolish. Because why are you worried about what people say on the internet if you are so stuck on yourself? If you think you just got this social status or whatever, why do you care what people who are peons think? It's not adding up. Yeah.
Anybody else? That's a lot of people that's quiet tonight. I wonder why. Why are y'all so quiet? What's going on?
On one hand, it's good that she's not having children in poverty, but to Slimmy point, she's still a single mother. And it's hard, just as an outsider, not to think that she's not having these children for a check, especially when she's almost 10 years older than these men that she's getting pregnant by. We know that these women will get pregnant by successful men to take care of them. That baby is a meal ticket. I don't know who she thinks she's fooling in 2025. We've seen it way too many times. And I understand if you have one wealthy baby daddy, it probably would be hard not to mingle with other men that are wealthy or have status, but I don't know. I don't know if we should really. It's no point in it was just no point in her making that video. No, did anybody ask for it? First off, nobody cares. You look like you got pregnant for money. Everybody thinks you're a predator. And it's like you're pretty, but we can buy looks these days. So it that doesn't even matter. These men will clap a man's cheeks if he looks feminine enough. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah,
anybody else?
that's that's for months.
I mean, it's 2025.
Lord,
Everybody's pretty. We're
Molly,
all
Molly,
pretty. For a
Molly,
few $1,000s, we can all buy beautiful and pretty
Molly,
and boobs.
Molly, come
And
on.
she just said it like she was just flexing, and it's just not a flex. It's not a flex. It's just getting old, and
Molly,
it's
say
just
that
gonna
part
be a
about the men's
rich.
cheeks part.
The what? The what?
The men's cheeks.
Oh no.
Y'all clapping men's cheeks, whether they even if they don't look feminine. So she was just saying it like she was just the most beautiful person, but
Damn.
you look like a gold digger. It's okay. It's okay. Just it's okay. People will respect you more if you're honest about it, though.
Oh my God. That is so
You're having
hilarious.
sex with children compared
That
to
was
you.
savage as
So
hell.
Mika, what are your thoughts about this?
How old is this woman?
38.
Yeah, she 30 something. I forgot 30 something. I don't remember.
And how old is the guy? Because I don't watch
21.
basketball.
21.
21?
Yep.
Yeah, she's an apex predator. Yeah. And you said she has a baby with little
Oh, let me
baby
double
too?
check. He might not be that old. He's 23.
That don't
They
make
said
any
she
20.
was 38. I don't
He's
know.
23. He's
same
23.
So
shit.
she's basically
Same shit.
40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Look,
told
if
me.
these dudes
Nigga
go
was,
for
then
it,
he's
if these
still a
dudes
whole
go
ass
for it, they
kid.
do.
another
So
Drea Michelle.
if these look, they know who she is. She's in the industry. They go for it. They go for it. At this point, they know what they're getting.
I don't understand why. Because if your name is Anthony Edwards, you can buy like 8 of her and not get her pregnant. You know what I mean? Like you can find another one. There's her everywhere that don't do this.
Yeah, but I told you before in the industry, a lot of them like to keep the same girl.
That don't make no sense. That's just so dumb. I'd go to the local McDonald's,
So
the baddie giving me my freaking Big Mac nigga supersized, and pull up out the slums and be like, I'm not saying the chick, the Mexican chick down the street, when I go to McDonald's is bad as fuck. Just saying.
Carrie, what's your thoughts?
I'm with Mika. I think that I was gonna ask how old she was too. I mean, I doubt very seriously that they're just in the same locations just because. Like, what, you know what I'm saying? Like, she, in my opinion, she probably targeted either him or a player. How long were they together? Were they in a relationship or they just
I don't
hooked
know, but
up?
she's 38 years old.
Yeah,
She's 38.
I mean, I get. No, I don't. I mean, like, I get her what she was saying if I thought it really was applicable to her, but I don't think it's applicable to her. I'm not sure what the purpose of the video was for. Maybe she just got, every now and again we all respond to a comment. So maybe she just caught a moment. I'm not sure, but yeah, 23, 24, you 38. And not for nothing, I'm not trying to knock basketball play. I'm not trying to knock athletes who make it because I understand it requires a great deal of work ethic, skill, all of that. But I wouldn't necessarily put them in like a successful man bucket the way I would someone who build up a company. Or again, I'm not trying to take away from their talent, but I just think that that's way different. So her saying like I can't help that I attract, what she say, she didn't say high value, she said like high caliber. I wouldn't just put an athlete in the bracket of high caliber just because they're an athlete. So her whole speech was just kind of like, I don't know.
she tends to be around wealthier men, but
But
So how
by
does that
outside
choice,
of
happen?
that, outside of
Where do
right?
you
that, the
go hang
man,
out?
who
What
is the
does it
man?
matter? What does it matter if they don't want her? If they don't keep her?
Well,
What does
in
any
this
of that
culture,
matter if they
no,
don't keep
because
her?
no, in this culture, a lot of the baby mamas think they're wives.
No, you're not a wife.
That's what I said. Think that's what they
No,
think.
no. We're not gonna give them an out. They don't think that.
I'm
They
not
know they
giving them an
not.
out. I'm telling you
They
what they
they know
think.
they know they aren't wives. That's why she made this video. She knows she not no wife.
No,
Hold on,
a lot of the
Let's.
a lot of the girls think when you get a baby, that's your man.
All right, but wait a minute. We got to ask the question: are they trying to be kept? Though I'm not so sure that these women are trying to be kept. I think that we put in our values or some of the things that we think is valuable to us on these women, and we're saying, well, but is she being kept or whatever like that? I'm not so sure that matters in this situation. I don't think that a lot of women are trying to be kept nowadays. I think that they're trying to get pregnant by who they get pregnant by, make sure that they're in the mix, make sure that they're in the limelight, make sure that they continue to have. And because if you're 38 but you still getting pregnant by dudes that's on the come up, it's hard to argue that they don't have some level of motion. The older women are out competing the younger women when it comes to getting these dudes and getting the guys that ultimately get them pregnant and all of that stuff. So again, the question that I would ask is, if they're not trying to be kept, because I don't think she's trying to be kept, does it matter?
Yeah, it don't change. It don't change the
I don't.
standard.
Because they're getting the same
I'll ask that
benefits.
question next.
They're getting the same benefits. They're getting the same benefits outside of being in. They're getting the same thing outside of being in the household. Most of them have never grown up with parents and women in the household, so they don't even care about that. They care about being taken care of, and they care about having their kids being taken care of. And to them, that means wife. A lot of them will get pregnant and they're on the front of the covers, like little babies. Other baby mother is very famous for being an Instagram girl and selling clothes and things like that. So, I mean, that's that's the mindset nowadays. Now, she's older, but she's still living in that same little world that the rest of the girls live in. So,
No,
doesn't
I
matter.
think I think when you don't hold them to a moral standard, you validate their behavior. You gotta hold them to a moral standard. You gotta tell them that they're wrong. You gotta shame them. You got to.
James, a
I don't
woman
think that
though,
matters, Slimmy.
these men gonna do it. They're getting them pregnant. How do you shame a woman if the man
A
put
woman
his
is
baby in her? I mean,
what I'm saying is
I think he's dumb.
well, okay, so what I'm saying is you you can't have my body, my choice, and then absolve them of it because they get pregnant by an athlete or a rapper or entertainer. If it's my body, my choice, that's what it is. So it's your body, your choice. That man don't want that baby. You doing this on your own. We gotta hold you accountable in some kind of way. Like
They're
that's
sharing
the
the
point
same
that I'm
baby
making.
mamas though. They don't care. They're sharing the same baby mothers.
Yeah, now that I already, but we already talked about that.
How do you make women accountable when the men are willing to share the same baby mother?
We already talked about that. We saying that shit is weird. That shit is weird
Oh,
for dudes to go after another. Like it's so many women out here. How do you impregnate another man's baby mama? Another high profile man. We already talked about that Tuesday. We talking about she clapping back, and we talking about her. She got to be held accountable. You can't make videos like this and not be held accountable. Like you looking crazy. Like what do you?
I think the
I
these
don't.
culture
baby
has
daddies
changed,
ain't
Slimmy.
holding nothing accountable.
I think
You
the
say
culture.
what?
I think the culture has changed, Slimmy. Honestly,
Right. So we gotta get the culture back to where it was at, and that is shaming. No, you're not gonna be accepted. You should be a pariah. You should be on the outside looking in. You should feel stupid. You
Well,
should.
I think some of the women are doing that, and I think that's why she's upset because some of them are in her comments saying that they don't agree with what she's doing. They don't agree with her being, I guess, however old she is, going after the young guy.
I think everybody read comments. I think it's kind of a moot point about like why do they read comments? Because I think that everybody reads comments. Everybody. I don't care how big you are, how small you are. I think every single celebrity, every single person reads comments.
But who
Yep. But you
replies
don't gotta
to
react
everybody
to them
don't
though.
reply like that, and everybody don't make videos. So
Oh,
something
that's fair.
somebody
That's
said
fair.
something
Yeah, you don't gotta react to them comments. Like
somebody
I
said
said,
something that touched her spirit.
yeah, like I said, that old like that white dude Tuesday, the
The biggest
936
story.
comments.
Story.
The same go for her. What'd you say, Anton?
But
No, I'm struggle streaming, so I'm gonna be struggling through this whole stream because of this stupid Wi-Fi. But I was just saying that if enough people comment about it, because it was the biggest story over the last couple of days, you're gonna probably get bothered by it. I think.
I think it's gonna attract more men into her DM.
Hey, chill.
I wouldn't be surprised if she was like Bow Wow and feature baby mama and got pregnant again by somebody else.
Molly got to chill,
These
man.
men is probably flooding it like ready. They
Man.
willing to share. They willing to share. They willing to have children
Yeah.
that are siblings with each other.
Yeah,
They
now
already know her
I'm at the
though.
if
point where
we
I'm just like, I'm let them live because
They already
it's gonna
know
be
her.
one
She
big
in the
happy
industry.
family.
get back to that point, then yeah, you're absolutely right.
They already know
You
her.
can't
She's in the
discount
in if
you
she's
can't
in the
discount that.
industry, they already know her. So they
So
don't
that
even need
means
to be in her DM. They
so
they,
that means
they
that
know
you
her.
can't share them. Then I mean, you can't shame them. You can't shame.
He's struggling.
Hold on, let me switch. I'm gonna switch my internet in a minute. Give me a second. Go ahead, y'all can do it.
I feel like the comment shaming her is what she need. Like
But who are you? But what are you shaming her to? And who are you shaming
somebody
her
gotta
to?
end.
It's not gonna
Who
stop
are you
men
shaming her
from
to?
having sex with her. So it doesn't matter at the end of the
Right.
day.
But
Somebody
at
else is probably
The
gonna
people
get her
that you're
pregnant.
trying to that you
but you
the
you
people that
still
you're
she
trying to
still
shame her
feels
to
some
don't
type of way.
care.
She still feels some
So
type of way. She still feel discarded. As she should. Well, she is being
no, she just
discarded.
don't like y'all. She don't like y'all saying nothing. She don't have a problem with what's going on.
Yeah, I'm about to say I
No,
don't think she feels discarded.
I don't
Yeah,
believe
and
that.
I don't think you just can't shame anybody.
I don't
Like
believe that. I don't
I
believe
don't I
that.
don't I don't think that
She already knew. She already knew she
she
wasn't what she wasn't going to be. She's not dumb.
Hmm.
she
These
probably
women
put
know
the
when a
video
man.
out, got her frustration out by low key taking a jab at women, and then she's good. She's chilling, I'm sure.
she's sitting back reading all the comments on her post right now.
Right.
Cause,
So
cause what would make her think? What would make her think that all of the women commenting have broke husbands?
No, she was I don't know.
She went straight
That
to
baby.
poor. She went straight to poor. She didn't. She didn't say anything else. She went straight to poor.
I don't think that you can shame them. You can't
I don't
shame
either.
somebody that got motion. You really can't, because the validation is gonna be louder than the shame.
Yep.
yeah, because are
That's what
men
I just
really
told you,
that
Slim.
bothered by this? Even if women are flooding her thing, saying all these negative things, if men don't care,
That's exactly what I just
Yeah,
said,
but
Slim.
they don't
People you
they're
trying to
not.
shame her to don't care.
But this is the thing. What I'm saying is I'm not just talking about shaming her in a way of just putting shit in the comments. She's not technically she's not valued by men.
Mm.
technically,
She's valued
She's
technically,
not
enough. She's
valued.
valued
If
enough.
only thing they using her for is to sleep with her, that's not real
She's
value.
valued enough.
And get her
No,
pregnant,
they're doing legacy with her.
well,
and
it
to get her
depends.
pregnant, and send her millions of dollars.
Right. It depends on what she considers being valued. Like, if she's more concerned with being taken care of and having long term, whatever through having a kid, as opposed to you putting a ring on my finger and doting about me, then she might feel like, nah, they valuing me.
Think about it in this lens, and this is why I say that guys are hypocritical. Damn, I can't believe I got to say this. On one hand, we'll say, think about it, Slimmy. On one hand, we'll say, damn, we gotta shame her. And then everybody in the chat, all of the guys that's in the chat will say, yeah, man, fuck that bitch. And then we'll introduce a completely different subject and we'll say, all right, cool. Don't pay for pussy. Man, shit. Everybody pay. You see what I'm saying? The same
I think that's
motherfuckers
different. Oh,
no
you saying the hypocrites.
facts.
Okay.
So
Well, that's different. That's a different discussion.
No, it's not. It's not because it's cultural. Because you can't. What I'm saying is the same motherfuckers that's saying shame them is the same motherfuckers that's paying for them, right? If me and you, because we could have this conversation and they can get upset with it, but then it take one NBA player like an Anthony Edwards to come through and say, "Fuck, I'm about to nut in you and give you a baby." That just negates everything that we just talked about. That don't mean shit. You think she thinking about us when this motherfucker is over there giving her pregnant?
2 of them.
Right after that, back to back, and probably gonna have another one right after that. And then the same niggas, because I guarantee you, Molly said it. She probably getting a bunch of DMs and shit like that. The same dudes that's saying shame her is hitting a like on her shit every time she posts on Instagram, sending her money and shooting their shots in a DM and probably buying her bottles and shit. So, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to shame a person when you got people on the back end that's like, but I'll pay for her. That's why I don't be believing these niggas, because the same niggas that be talking shit like, man, she a cum bucket, she this, she that. Then the niggas be like, yeah, but shit, fuck it, pay for them. I spend whatever. We all pay at the end. It's a you can't shame it unless you're consistent across the board.
Yeah, we gotta as men, we gotta hold a higher standard. We can't let this kind of shit slide. So, like I said, like I'm gonna keep saying, stop shooting up the motherfucking club.
That's not gonna happen.
Stop shooting up the motherfucking club.
But is the shooter? I'm just trying to get. I'm trying to. Why don't you tell them to stop?
No, hold on. I'm gonna come to you, Carrie. Listen to this shit. I don't care what y'all say. Marrying a 304 is worse than paying for.
What?
I make a different argument. Look, see, he validating this dumb shit, but I'll go even further. Motherfuckers is getting a woman pregnant is 10 times worse than marrying her.
Yep.
So what are you niggas talking about? You see what I'm saying? I'm never gonna agree on that lens. People are trying to justify paying for box for women that don't like them and wouldn't give them pussy otherwise. I can't do it, bro. I just can't justify it.
I couldn't, if I was a man, I couldn't justify it, because you're paying out thousands, millions of dollars to somebody that you get no value from. You can't do nothing with it.
And then they'll justify it and say, but man, he gonna make $400 million.
No, man, that shit do not fucking matter.
Two errors. What are you talking about? Go ahead, Carrie. I'm sorry.
No, I was just trying to understand when Slimmy, you said as men you guys have to like increase. What did you say? You have to up your standard?
I said stop shooting up the club. Yeah.
No, before that you said
that we gotta hold ourselves to a higher standard.
Hold ourselves to a higher standard and stop shooting up the club. So, is the high standard still having sex with the same women but just wearing protection, or is the standard not even dealing with these types of women in the first place?
You can't deal with that type of woman.
So shouldn't the message be more on that than stop shooting up the club?
So the first thing is you gotta have discernment. We say Anton?
You can't tell a dude not to deal with him. That's not gonna happen.
Well, I can only go by. Well, I'm just gonna answer her question. The first thing is you gotta have discernment. You gotta see these women for what they are. So if you're gonna still deal with her anyway, as what Anton is implying, then definitely don't shoot up the club. Strap up. I say don't deal with them at all.
Remy, look, you see Quinn just started laughing.
What you mean?
The strap up thing is really hard to.
No, the culture is so
that's
different.
Not gonna happen, right?
The culture is so different that we now.
I'm asking.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The culture is so different that we now. It used to be 20, 25 years ago. Hey man, don't get her pregnant, whatever, so on and so forth. Now it's a badge of honor to have her as a baby mama. I'm telling you, that's the culture now. Slimmy, I'm telling you. Listen, it's a badge of honor to get a chick pregnant. Nigga, that's my baby.
Oh,
Says
It's
who?
just the
That's
way
the
the culture
culture.
is. It just is the same way that we used to say, "Yo, you a fiend." Now it's popular to be the dope fiend. We used to celebrate
Shut up, Anton.
real talk.
no. He talking
Everything was
about it. Is
everything
these
was remote.
rappers? These rappers are
Oh, you're
they do
right. Because
promote
they on
drugs.
that's
They
Well,
true.
promote
didn't
drug
Jay
use.
Z didn't Jay Z
Lean.
say
Yeah,
that?
We
yeah. They
used
Y'all
to,
promote
brag
respect
drug
about
who
no,
that.
got
it's
use.
the
shot.
truth.
I respect the shooter.
Yeah,
Facts.
No,
they.
you're right. They do be
We
bragging
used to
about it.
say, you the dealer. Now we champion the dope fiend. We used to say,
Mhm.
yo, you know what I'm saying? Just like Jay said, I champion the shooter. Niggas think it's a badge of honor to have gotten shot.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Everything is
Yeah.
different now. Everything is different, bro. So if you're telling me that it makes sense from your lens, I'm gonna tell you that these young niggas out here, they don't look at it the same as you. They look at it a different way.
And they gonna keep losing $2 million
They
every
don't give
They
a
trip.
don't
fuck.
care.
They don't give a fuck.
Shit, that
They don't
shit
care.
goofy
So,
as
in
fuck.
y'all's opinion, where are okay, so the average 23, 24-year-old guy, in your opinion, where are they learning about sex?
They not learning
That's
about it. They just doing it.
from that's not true. They're learning about it from their peers.
What?
They're learning about it from their homeboys. Like, nigga, I remember the first time I found out where a vagina was, like, was on the bus, nigga. The fucking extracurricular bus, nigga, going home from basketball practice. Like, what you mean? Like, you learn it
That's
from
not.
your
That's.
homeboys. They're like, okay.
I was about to say that's not really learning about sex though. That's not learning about. That's not
I
learning
learned
about.
I learned where a vagina was. I used to think a girl's vagina was like by her belly button.
At what age?
Nigga, I was a kid. Nigga, like,
I'm about to say that's. I'm like, at what age? Like, at 19
Nigga, I was
or
in
at
middle
10?
school, nigga. I thought it was the belly button area, nigga. All I know was sex was had like this, so I thought it was the belly button, nigga.
Oh.
if I was out here, right? If I was out here available today, I wouldn't even want to be, because I know that people like cloud cars and all of that shit. I would be the opposite, right? I would like kind of promote myself or sell myself as a regular everyday motherfucker, and I would just have to go based off of the game. You know what I'm saying? Based off of spitting game and shit. Because women, in my opinion, the same way that we slot them, they slot us differently. I think that women slot us inherently, not all women, but women slot us based off of our socioeconomic status. There is no, and I could be wrong, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong. I think that women look at a guy and they already know whether or not they want to be with him or they want to sleep with him. But how they slot that guy in their life is based off of how much he make and what his socioeconomic status is. So if they know that you have visibility or you got motion financially, then the expectation will be based off of how they see you or how they meet you. But if they know that you just, you know what I'm saying, they meet you on some regular shit, then I don't think that they slot you the same way, even if they decide that they want to fuck with you. So I think that the problem also in the culture is that guys that promote themselves or sell themselves as that way, that's the way that they're taking in from the women that they interact with. And I could be wrong. So, in my opinion, if I'm out there, right, but I meet women based off of the visibility or what the shit that I say online, I couldn't fuck with them because it would just be too expensive for me to even be in the game. I'm not willing to pay the price.
Hell no.
I'm telling you, bro.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm not paying shit.
I couldn't pay the price, bro. What the expectation is, I don't think I could. I don't think I could meet.
They're gonna want you to fly them out. They're gonna want you to take them to this expensive ass restaurant, concierge, everything. No, fuck that.
No.
And you got to upkeep BBLs and
Yeah.
lashes and wigs and nails.
But that's
Y'all
what I'm
got a
saying. That's
lot.
why I think that's why I tell guys a lot of times, don't, you know what I'm saying, lead when you meeting people in real life with your money, because that's the expectation that you create a lot of times and where they slot you. I wish I could tell y'all some stories. No, I wish I could tell y'all
You
some
can
stories.
let it go. Let's go.
Carrie would be mad at me.
Carrie, you can come back tomorrow. You can take some PTO for the rest of the night.
It was this chick that used to come to the. I'll tell you a story. It was this chick that used to come to the studio, and she's just a regular chick or whatever, and she used to always hang around. And it's funny because when everybody was, it's time to go or whatever, we done recording, we done hanging out and partying and shit, she would always try to stick around and try to help to clean up and stuff like that. Look at Carrie. Thank you, Carrie. Carrie, you can come back on screen if you want to. But she would always try to stick around and help clean up and shit like that. So, you know what I'm saying? It's cool, whatever. I knew what was happening. I knew what the play was. So I was always extra careful and shit. But then after so many times or whatever, one time she just said it. And she was just like, yo, you rich. And I was like, what? She's like, you rich. She was like, I'm just saying, like, and keep in mind, this is a chick. She had a kid. You know what I'm saying? She had a man and all of this shit. And she just said it. She was like, you rich. She was like, I'm just saying, I'm trying to live a better life and I'm down for whatever. And that's how she led with the conversation. She shot her shot by saying, yo, you got money. I know you got money. And I'm just saying, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, be in there. And that was the expectation that she had from the outset. Now, obviously, I'm like, nah, I don't fuck around. I ain't doing that shit. I ain't got time for that shit. But my point is that the expectation was already set based off of the reputation that she, you know what I'm saying, that she had expected from me. If I wanted to bring a bunch of chicks to the studio, right, and I'm in the city, and you know how guys say, you know what I'm saying, everybody shoot DMs or whatever. If I shoot a DM, 9 times out of 10, within the first 15 minutes, they're going to respond and be like, yep, I'm coming. They don't ask no questions. They don't say shit. Because the first thing they do before they even show, you know what I'm saying, before they even accept the message is they go and look at your profile to go and figure out what kind of motion you got. Once they figure out what kind of motion you got and they do the little research or whatever, they're going to accept it and they come right. They be like, yes, I'm in right away. It's insane. It's fucking insane, bro. And that's what I'm saying. I would be so nondescript. I would create a ghost profile. I would create all of that shit, bro. But it's crazy, man. They lead immediately. You don't even know them. You ain't ever fucked with them before. None of that shit. It's like, nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I can't do that shit. I'm straight. But they do it. They'll go and research you. Within 5-10 minutes, they already know exactly who you are, and that's how they move. I could tell y'all some stories that'll blow your mind, bro. That's light.
Are you saying that? I missed what you said. Are you saying that women come solely because of what?
I'm saying that women,
because the blue check.
No, not just the blue check, because blue check don't always mean anything. But when I believe that
make them look at your profile, that's for sure.
Well, yeah. Back then, you was getting the blue check just off of.
Well, you can pay for one now, $15 a month.
It's a little different now, but you still got to have, you know what I'm saying, they can go and look at your profile. But I'm saying that women slot men based off of what they experience them as, not based off of just purely whether or not they like him. They already know whether he got money. They already know whether or not they're going to ask him for something. They already know how they're going to treat him. I think that women inherently are already predatory. Predatory is probably a bad word, but I think that women slot men based off of what they see him lead with, even if they already know whether or not they want to fuck with him.
Predatory is the right word. That's what it is.
Do you disagree with that? You disagree with that, Mika?
No, I don't necessarily disagree with it, but I do think women will go with men regardless. I've seen men have absolutely nothing and still bag a bunch of chicks.
Like what's so predatory? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
What's so predatory? Like all these niggas talking about how they have game and bag bitches. Like, well, like what are their women doing besides like succumbing to their advances? I don't think it's predatory at all. They're giving niggas what they want.
This is what I want to ask though. What is the difference between what is the difference between knowing a woman, well, getting a woman and a woman, I guess like doing things with you, building up, and an opportunist? What is the difference?
Like, do
That's
they
a really,
do the
that's a
men
really,
do,
go ahead,
this?
Quentin. Go ahead, Quentin. That's a really good question.
Do the men care? No.
Y'all trying to get deep and shit tonight. This is shit.
I just don't like when a dude like. There's nothing predatory about, "Hi, I'm a woman. I want your dick," and the dude's like, "Okay." Like that's probably what it looks like. She got a pretty face, a skinny waist, and some fat titties, so I'm going. No
discernment at all.
Niggas ain't trying to see what's in
No
between her
discernment
ears.
at all, man.
Like, because let's
Ask
be
the
clear,
question.
nigga. When a woman come to you, DMs you, nigga, it's a wrap. You ain't got, the hard part is already done. Just don't fuck it up.
I don't know if I'm approaching a man 10 to 15 to 20 years younger than me.
You want something?
Yeah, like that's, I know it's kind of hard to consider women predators, but
No, it's predatory.
I know
It's
what I'm
predatory.
doing. I know what I'm there for,
What's
If
especially
predatory?
if he's
if a man
successful.
if a man does it, he's definitely
Wait.
considered a
What's
predator.
predatory? How do we define predatory? What makes it predatory? Because I look at predatory as like you have no fucking clue what you about to get yourself into when you about to get.
Facts.
Yeah,
I agree.
it's like
These
an
niggas
abuse of
know
power
exactly
to
what
an
they about to get
extent.
into, nigga. They
Yeah.
fully aware what the fuck they about to get into.
So
I
I don't
agree.
I
know.
Like,
just I don't
Right.
understand niggas with this kind of clout and money. Like, why would you just like that 10 seconds
but
before it's
I
as
about to
told
be
you,
somebody,
over?
as a
because
woman,
Ultimately you
women,
agree with me when I say
women
don't
are
shoot up the club.
Okay.
women
Somebody
are
said
strategic.
an opportunist is just there for the benefits. But if we're going to be honest, all women are there for the benefit.
Benefit of some, yeah. Women don't really fuck with you if she don't benefit.
So that's why I asked for the male's interpretation, because
I think though, Meek. I think okay, Mika, you want it, but here's the thing. I think that guys want to believe, and that's why they get sold the fantasy. Guys want to believe that the woman really like them.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
They want to
Yep.
believe that the woman really like them. That's really what it comes down to.
You fucking have to see through that shit. You have to see through the pretty fucking eyes, them perky titties, and that ass. You gotta. It's hard, nigga. From experience, nigga, that shit's fucking hard.
Maybe that's why guys get booger wolves, right? Because they know
Yeah.
maybe the booger wolf is the one that really love them. But it's
And
harder.
especially
Look at Slimmy. Slimmy is confused again.
if
I
you
ain't
want that,
confused. We ain't doing that.
if you want a woman and you want to be married and you have this beautiful woman presenting themselves to you, she hopped in your DMs. She's like feminine, she's friendly, she's he and kiki, and you think you funny and shit. And then like, yeah, I get it. But if you got that much money, you got always think in the back of your mind like she wants some money or something.
But
you know, that's what I would think.
The fame is the problem because having the money and the visibility, you don't know who's there for because they really got your best interest at heart, right?
It's like a
No,
blessing.
nobody got your
curse.
best interest.
It's like
It's
a
not
blessing
true,
and a
Slimmy.
curse.
No,
when it
nobody
comes-
had your best interest.
It's not true,
well, was
Slimmy.
he
Okay.
No,
Okay,
nobody
cool.
had your best interest.
was he already
No,
spending money on her before she got pregnant?
I don't know. Nobody knows.
Because
I'm
if
sure.
he
man,
was,
listen.
it
When
probably
you
wouldn't even matter.
when you an NBA player like that, don't nobody have your best interest. Everybody be fucking them NBA players over. Everybody. This
That's
is a
not true.
fact.
As a human, though, I'm sure there are people that you've had in your life that probably has your best interest, but
Yeah,
you
they gone though. You probably didn't kick them to the curb. They was your coaches. They was everybody that got you to that level. Now you there.
I don't know,
You
Slimmy.
can't trust nobody.
That's not always true, right? So
Yeah, you said
sometimes
nobody.
day ones are day ones, and then sometimes people that you meet later
Yep.
are better, whatever. however you slotted them. Better
Right.
friends, better girlfriends.
What's the ratio to that?
We don't know.
What? I don't
What's
know
the-
because I've never seen an actual study on that.
We
But I can,
know that shit is slim to none.
how do you know
It's
that?
rare. We know it's rare
In my
because of the
Carrie
stories.
voice, how do you know?
Because of the stories that we hear from these NBA players.
Well, that's
Because
not true.
the ones
you
that
hear the bad stuff. You only hear the bad stuff.
you
You
know
don't
it
hear the
all,
good.
man. You know it all.
Because
You
right,
got it.
you know how like people talk about marriages,
Shit is ridiculous, man.
they will say, okay, a lot of
Nigga
men
just
will
wanna
say,
be a
okay,
fucking
about the bad
contrarian all
stuff,
the fucking time,
but
man.
nobody really talks about the good stuff, right? But on the flip side, you have the actual stats for that.
Yeah.
We don't have no stats for day ones, so that's what I'm saying. How do you know that?
If you go back and you listen to some of the things that these NBA players do, which I was highly invested in basketball.
Okay.
If you go listen to some of the things that they tell you, they talk about this shit. They've been talking about this shit. There was nobody that they could trust. They didn't got robbed out of millions of dollars. This shit is across the board. This ain't just basketball either. That shit is across the board in all sports. These motherfuckers is getting fucked over. People aren't caring about these athletes like that. They look at them as a
But
bad.
people mess over
And these women,
regular people, so you being rich wouldn't change. You just got more to mess over.
so you proving my point. So you
So
proving my
what I'm
point.
saying is, but I'm saying, how do you stack that up that a day one person would be more beneficial or has been more beneficial than the person you met along the way?
I ain't
Because
talking about that.
okay, just anecdotal. I've met people that I've met later in life than that I've known for years that are way more beneficial. I can learn from different things like that.
That's fair.
That's true.
That's fair.
And they're not
But-
day ones.
Okay, but you're
I'm
not
just
an
saying.
athlete.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
Athletes
I'm just saying,
are high.
How do you?
I'm not talking about deciphering between day ones and people like later on in life. What I'm saying is when you're a high profile person like that, you better be on fucking guard and you cannot trust nobody. You can't trust nobody.
Oh, no,
You
I
have to
don't know.
assume that everybody
You
you
should
got
use
it.
definitive like that.
All right, you got it, man.
I'm gonna tell you why, Slimmy. I mean, it's hard for us to look at athletes and judge it because none of us have ever gotten to that space, right? I think Mega made an interesting point. I trust y'all. I met y'all along the way.
But that was my whole point, right? Because I talk to everybody here, and I don't have no regard of telling y'all stuff. So I'm just like, not my day ones.
I trust
Clearly.
y'all more than I trust some people that's my own fucking family members, to be honest with y'all.
Yeah. So I just be wondering how people,
Some
because
of
I
them.
always hear people say that. They're like, oh, my day ones. I'm like, but I meet people later in life that I would tell more to than the people I've known for years. Please.
Yeah. I don't know. I think every situation, just tread lightly if you got a little got some visibility, and I wouldn't go out in the world not trusting anybody. Like
What
I
the
give
fuck
most
is
people
regular rich?
I give most people the benefit of the doubt until they do some dumb shit.
What is regular rich? I don't even know what do you mean?
Like that, like thousandaire is like regular rich. Like I
No,
got
somebody
$1.75.
said Anton is regular rich. What the fuck is
Oh.
regular rich?
Yeah, that's stupid.
What's a regular rich? Is that like without fame?
I think like regular rich
What
is
is that?
like
I
you ain't
don't
got to
know.
worry about nothing. You just moving along. I think that's regular rich. Like rich is like nigga, you go buy frivolous shit, nigga, and you don't feel it, which would make him incorrect. Because Anton bought a motorcycle and that motherfucker don't even drive it.
I don't get it. If you're rich, right? I'm lost.
I'm gonna ride it eventually.
Anyway, that nigga said I'm bored. I'm gonna buy.
It look good though. It look good in the garage.
He go in there and he turn it on and make bike noises.
It looks so good.
Not little bike noises.
Nah, I don't know, man. Well, let me ask a different question. Let me ask a different question. But before I ask a different question, let me read some of the super chats because I get there. Avoid any fellatio topics with Carrie tonight, says Rob. Shout out to Rob. No. Carrie is crazy. Visit countries like Kuwait and Qatar. Shout out to you, Bo. Rock says, good evening, everyone. Hey, AD, love the interaction from this morning. Started by my comment. Shout out to Rocks. I appreciate you. Morgan says, Ayesha used to be a stripper. That's how she met Lil Baby. Shout out to Morgan. Timeout says, would the state let them pay 18 years of child support early, they'd lose out on all of the fees they collect and the money they receive from the federal government's IVD program. I don't know nothing about child support, to be honest with you. I ain't never paid it. I ain't never been under it. So it's nothing that I can't talk about the details. Enos says, Anton, you need to invest in Starlink units so when you travel, you don't have to worry about the struggle stream. I didn't even know that you could bring Starlink with you. I thought that was like a satellite system or whatever. Slimmy on the money with it, says MP. Andrew Oliver says she's the new Brittany Renner.
No, she's not.
Christopher Spears says her attempting to have child support case heard in Cali is gold digger behavior. Doesn't matter what she says, her actions are consistent with a gold digger. You will know them by their fruit. I agree with that. Renard Leather says she attracting high status men with low quality, and she's doing it on purpose. She'd rather be a celebrity's baby mama, and have a family with a lame. I think that's most women. Prime says, how do these women sleep with all of these men with money and still broke, no wealth or anything? Gers says, keep them cheeks open for business. Chris Cunningham says 60 at a high school graduation is funny. BZE says, y'all know that's a little baby mama who he caught cheating with his best friend. He rap about it all the time. She only known through Lil Baby and now Anthony Edwards. Yashua says, Slimmy, guys see through it and value women worse than her. Respectfully, bro, even you was poking down a pregnant chick, bro. No disrespect. Even you was poking down a pregnant chick, bro. No, I don't understand.
But that wasn't my kid.
Wait a minute, Slimmy. What?
That's the point. It's the point you were fucking a pregnant chick.
Did I miss something? Did I miss that?
No, we talked
What does that
about
have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything?
Did I miss that live stream?
No, you was talking about it?
No, this was a while ago.
No, that was 2 weeks ago.
Slimmy, wait a minute now. Give me a second.
No, that was 2 weeks ago. Or 3 weeks ago.
It was like months ago.
That was 2 or 3 weeks ago.
So, Slimmy, you knew the chick was pregnant?
Yeah, we had this whole discussion. This was like 20 years ago. You did the exact same thing you're doing now. Carrie made the exact same face. That's totally different. That's totally different. How is it not different, Quentin? How is it not different? Tell me the difference. Tell me how it's the same. Please explain how it's the same, Quentin.
Hold on. Let me read the super chats. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. Carrie, you remember this?
Oh yeah.
All right, now give me a second. I'm sorry. It's got a lot going on here. Shit, Slimmy. Live from the Mother Man says, I get Slimmy's point. If we start changing the social standards we abide by and stop celebrating buffoonery, the next gen will move smarter, but that level of social change might take 50 years. People is too far gone. War Machine, shout out to War Machine. I appreciate you. OG War Machine says, only simping I'll do is for Wagoneers. Do you want some in yours? Carrie Stradamus.
Did you see that, Mika? When Carrie asked that?
Shout out to Carrie. Carrie was drinking that night. Live from the Motherland says, if a 30-year-old man trapped a 23-year-old WNBA prospect, he'd be dragged as predatory based on a scenario. Chris Cunningham says, women want trophies to count too. DJ A says, covert malicious intentions at best. Live from the Motherland said, if you take advantage of someone younger than you, knowing they lack discernment, you're a predator, male or female. I think y'all taking this predator shit too serious. I don't know about that. Corey P says extreme example is Sherelle was cool with Ocho, taking her to McDonald's for a first date, but wanted everything and then some when the sun rose, which is why he did not marry her. Tashawn says
they're still together though.
yeah, if men took away the box, women would be disarmed. Stop putting the box on the pedestal.
That's a fact.
Raheem Jackson says this is a sports and entertainment thing when sharing each other. Just think Tiger Woods is now in a relationship with Donald Jr.'s ex-wife. OG Warmerstein says Slimmy can't ever talk about relationships ever. Dude poking pregos and all caps. Make sure I hit a like for that.
Anton, did you see what they're doing in I think it's China?
Weird.
China passed a law where like you can't get none of the man's assets.
I ain't seen that shit.
And so now the women are like, it's no point in getting married.
He ain't getting pregnant. Fuck y'all niggas.
Well, I'm glad that you said that, Mika, and you led me right into my next subject. Do women today really want to even get married? Has the culture changed so much to where women do not even want to get married?
I think they do want to get married. It's just become increasingly harder. But I think the want is there.
I don't know. I think some do, and I think some look at marriage as it's just slavery, being stuck in the house, cooking, cleaning, taking care of kids. They want to be out doing stuff. They want to travel. They want to be seen. They want attention. They want BBLs. So,
I don't know.
but some
anybody
women
in my
are
life
getting down on one knee and proposing to men. So I think some women still do, but a
If you
lot
had
of
to
them don't.
if you had to do a ratio, like if you had to pick more that do or more that don't, what would you say? More that do or more that don't, Molly?
I think more that don't. I think more that don't. And then I think a lot of women are side chicks to married men. So I think that's another reason why a lot of women are kind of like don't want to get married too. It's not really valued in society anymore.
Well, I'm gonna cheat. I have the answers to the test. I watched the podcast the other day, and it was like 70%.
Do or
70%
don't.
Study that do
That they
want to still
don't.
get married.
that do still want.
They do.
Yeah.
But the men aren't marrying anything, so
But that doesn't change the want. That doesn't, like they still
but
want
if
it.
men
Like
aren't marrying,
if a man,
eventually as a woman, you won't value it because the men don't value it. So how do you value marriage unless you're gonna marry a woman?
I don't know.
Okay,
I'm
so
just, they just,
let me ask another question, Carrie. Let me ask you a question, and then I got a separate question for Mika. Carrie, if you, God forbid, I would never wish this on you. If you was to not be married today, got divorced, or whatever, and your kids are grown and adults and they're out of the house, would you get married again?
Yup.
I would want to.
Okay, got you.
It
Mika,
probably has more to do with the woman's temperament.
Mika, why do you think that a lot of women are choosing to be in relationships, get with guys, possibly even have their children, but not, some of them is not prioritizing marriage at all and they're not tripping about it?
Say that one last time.
Why do you think that women are not putting a lot? Some women, it's a lot of women, even the 30% that Quentin had mentioned, because 30% is a lot. Like, regardless of, okay, we could say the majority of the women still want to get married, but 30% is a lot. Why do you think that a large portion of women are okay with not being married or not getting married?
Oh, I think a large portion of women are okay with not getting married because they tend to get almost all of the things that they would get in a marriage without having to abide by the rules of the man. So if I can get, if not all, most of your wealth, if I can get, assets, property, I can get, a kid, maybe I want a kid that may get your athletic abilities and things like that, or at least the child would inherit your wealth. I'm pretty much getting almost everything except the quote unquote commitment. But in this day and age, do I really want the commitment? One, most women don't know how to handle certain type of men. And then two, they don't want to listen anyway. So yeah, they're gonna pick the other half because this is the easier route with most of the stuff I wanted anyway.
What do you think about that, Quinn?
Well, your question or
What do
her
you What do you
answer?
think about? No, what do you think about women? Do you think that the majority of these women that are choosing not to get married, or saying that they're not really tripping about getting married, do you agree with the idea that they get most of what comes along with marriage without any of the repercussions or all of the issues that come along with marriage?
Well, if there's a kid involved, yeah. When the dude dies, you don't really get nothing. What's going on right now?
I have no idea what's going on with Carrie. What is wrong with Carrie?
I'm sorry. Cause Quentin, when you when you called on him, it was like a teacher called on a student not paying attention. He was like, "What? 100?" and and then Rashawn Green was like 100% not listening. Like it was just funny. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. That was funny.
No, Quinn. Listen, Quinn cannot multitask. So Quinn, a lot of
You
times he'll be texting a chick, or he'll be going back and having a conversation with a chick, and then he'll get distracted. Don't worry about it,
Now
Quinn.
he
You
heard
get
it
you
good
said I
enough
can't. No,
to say.
Okay. I forgot what we're talking about now.
you know what I'm saying? Quinn can't multitask. Don't worry about it, Quinn. Slimmy, in your opinion,
I was
do you
gonna answer the question. Carrie messed it up. I was. All right. I'm
Oh
out.
my god. Oh, go ahead.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead,
I'm
Quinn.
sorry.
I lost my track. On to the slimster.
Slimmy, do you think that the majority of women want to get married today?
I don't know. I don't think it matters though. Dudes gonna do what they want to do anyway.
What do you
If they
mean?
don't, if they don't want that, if they don't want these women, it ain't gonna matter. We just condoned a dude shooting up the club and paying 216 payments, going ahead like that. If these dudes don't care, they don't value these women. What do it matter if they want to get married? I don't think it matters. I really don't. If dudes don't value women, it doesn't matter what a woman wants. Because ultimately, a man has to propose to a woman in traditional, in a traditional sense. So if these men don't want if they not keeping these women and they don't value them, I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters what they want, honestly. And even when they do get married, in reality, it still might not matter to that man what she wants. If she don't live a certain way that he want, she gonna end up being cheated on and she gonna be in a prison of a relationship anyway. So I think it's just if
I
men
don't
don't
think
value
I don't think that most women care whether or not they get cheated on no more.
that, well, shit.
You don't think that for real?
No, they'll just take prep.
I don't think that women give a
You
fuck.
said what? What did you
They'll
say?
just take prep and just go ahead and let them do what they're gonna do.
Oh
I
my
don't think that
God.
most women give a fuck about if they man is. I think that women care if for a lot of things. Women don't want their man sleeping with another man. Women don't want their man going broke. Women don't want their man to do a lot of things. I think that the last thing that they're concerned about is whether or not he's sleeping with another chick.
I don't. I think when I go outside in like my own anecdotal experience. Like to speak to the topic, yes, women want to get married. To speak to what you just said, women do care about cheating on, and if kids ain't involved, they get the fuck out. Kids are grown and they getting cheated on, they fucking out of there.
I don't think so.
I think they don't care if there's kids involved. Like, and I'm like, I got a good
I
10
think that if
women.
a man,
Like for my editor,
I think if nothing is changing at home, listen, I could think of 1,000 different scenarios of things that women feel is worse than getting cheated on. 1,000.
I know a kept woman, don't work, kids are out the house, found out her husband's cheating on her, and now she hasn't worked for the majority of their marriage. Getting divorced, now she got to work every day.
That was stupid.
Talk about it. Why is it stupid, Mika?
That's fucked up.
I'm sorry. I was listening to it, and yeah, I couldn't. Like you said, she had all of that, and she found out he was cheating, and so she left, and now she has to work and all of the like.
From what I gathered, it's happened throughout, and I guess there's a breaking point.
So okay, so now it's really stupid because I mean, if you're going to have that stance, you should have left the first time.
Well, there was
I'm gonna leave the
there was
10th
young
time.
children the first time.
I'm sorry?
There was young children. Now children are grown. So something changed. Like I get it.
Okay,
like,
so
pay for the kids, but now fuck you, I'm out.
So how old? Okay, what age range would this be
Who?
for the woman? You don't have to say the exact age, but what age range?
Mid-50s.
Oh fuck that!
Come on, that's stupid.
That is crazy, bro.
Women
Cheers,
as it is don't want to work, and now you're gonna send me back out into the workforce at retirement?
Hell no, that's
No.
crazy as hell. I agree with Mika all day long on that one.
No.
Carrie, why was you laughing? What was your thoughts?
I'm laughing at y'all.
Why?
What you mean?
Y'all cracking me up.
What did we say that was so good?
Half the time we're on this stream, Carrie sits in judgment.
I'm gonna just let Carrie be and jump in.
Carrie's face, she'll sit there and she'll make faces and she'll shake her head in disgust.
I know. That's all I do is look at Carrie and look at her faces, look at her laughing.
Nah, I do think that was a little bit. I think she could have worked herself out a better deal than that.
Go ahead, Molly. I know you want to say something.
If these women want to work, more power to them. If that's what y'all want to do, especially that they're both in their 50s.
See, y'all laughing too. It's funny. Sorry.
I don't want to say what I'm thinking. So let me.
That's what got Carrie laughing because I didn't want to say she was stupid, but I couldn't think of another word.
It's too close to being in the grave to kind of leave. Yeah. Like how much more time y'all have left?
As soon as the ink is dry, I'm clapping cheeks.
You know what? You probably was the one that told her to leave. You did it, didn't you? You told her to leave, didn't you?
I could think of 1,000 different things that a faithful guy have put a chick through that's 2 million times worse than anything that a guy that slept with a chick.
A what guy?
And then he ain't bringing home no new children. He ain't fucking up the money and none of that shit. Like you said, what? Like what? I've seen a nigga gamble their entire fucking life savings and had to get a new mortgage out on the house. That shit is devastating for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a lot of shit, bro. A lot of coaching calls. I've seen a lot of stuff, bro. And I'm telling you that is if a dude get a nut, but he ain't fucking up the money, your lifestyle is not changing, or whatever, so on and so forth. I'm not saying that is right at all. So let's be clear. I'm not condoning it. But what I'm saying is that shit is not a deal breaker for me.
Especially if it's happened multiple times.
If nothing has changed in the life, you can work that shit out. You can figure that out. That's something that y'all can work through. If the money ain't fucked up, if the kids ain't, you know what I'm saying, absolutely disrupted, you ain't got to take the kids out of private school because he can't afford it no more because this nigga is fucking up the money and something like that. I could think of 1,000 things worse. You can definitely come back from that.
Not everybody can though.
They can, Slimmy. It's pride, it's ego. A lot of times I believe that I believe that a lot of times women start to discuss their issues with other women that be like, girl, I wouldn't deal with that and stuff like that. And it exacerbates the situation. And next thing you know, they on the outs. Now she got to work every day and she dusty.
Sometimes it's stress though. And stress can kill you.
Yeah,
why would you have stress from that?
What you stressing about?
You don't know the scenario. So if for instance, if someone knows they're being cheated on and it's constantly happening, that's stress.
No, that's
stress.
That's a discussion.
Well, you didn't have the discussion. If you know, you done had the discussion.
No, there's a lot of times that women know and they just ain't saying nothing.
She could have made Q Diddy her sneaky link and just kept her marriage together. They both would have had a boyfriend and girlfriend on the side.
That's a discussion, bro.
I think this gets into what my opinion is on the overall answer. Like, obviously we don't know how many women really want to get married or not, but I think if I were to go based off of videos, I'll just go off of conversations of women online. I think that either women don't at all for reasons that Mika said, and a lot of women give off the impression that they already can take care of themselves. So it's kind of like, what's the value of a man in that way for me to really want to be married? And then for those who say they want to be married, I think that they're more so focused on the wedding, the look of it, the ring, not the real stuff. So even the cheating, Anton, even the things that you said that weren't cheating, gambling, whatever, because somebody even said in the comments, you technically could come back from that. I think a lot of women don't want to go the full go of what it really means to be a wife, have a husband, both of y'all are imperfect, be married for life. I don't think that as many women really want to sign up for that anymore.
But you know what the flip side of that though, Carrie, is they're willing to be single and share a man.
I keep thinking about this because I do hear women, and I think I've even said it, like, men, if you guys were just honest, a lot more women would be accepting of all of that. I don't really know if we mean that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been tossing with that. Do we really want to share, or are we willing to share, or saying we're willing? Because women are more. I mean, maybe it is.
Think about it like this: a woman that's getting with a dope guy, right? Let's say she's getting with a guy that got resources or whatever, right? She's not getting into that conversation with that guy expecting for him not to be dealing with other women, but she deal with him anyway. She talked to him anyway. She's still entertained it anyway. Even to the point to where I've heard women online have a discussion and say, hey, I'm okay with talking, but if you say that we're going to be exclusive, then that's taking it to the next level. But she don't not fuck with him, even though he fucking with other women, but they not territorial in that until they get more immersed in the relationship with him. Then they start to create the expectation for themselves. But women are fucking with guys every single day. Even to the point, listen, I was talking to my homegirl today, and she was like, yo, Anton, I was out with my girl and this and that, and she was saying that she wanted to get a divorce. And I said, Word? She said, yeah, because the guy said, as soon as they got married, the guy financially wasn't in the space that he said that he was, right? Or he was saying, yo, I'll cover, can you get the mortgage, whatever, so on and so forth. The woman is incredibly successful, right? Here's the flip side of it though. She said, I want out of the relationship, I want out of the marriage. So then my homegirl was like, oh no, I don't want you to get divorced. You know, y'all been together or whatever. She said, no, I just think I just want a boy toy and just live my life and focus on my career.
Now, right. But that's why I said I do think there are some women who are like, I'm good. Like, for all intents and purposes, I can take care of myself till death. In my mind, I can provide for myself until death. So there's no point in me linking up with you legally because
But
I don't
my
really
point
need
is
to.
that but they want to get divorced based off of the feeling or the fact that they say that he's cheating, but then they want to become single, grind, and get with a guy that's not exclusively for them. I don't understand the correlation outside of the emotional connection. How is
It's
it any different?
stupid.
How is it any different? Is what I'm saying.
Woman logic.
There's like a like I feel like there's there's like a demographic of people who think that way. Like, because the women I'm talking about, it's I know 3 specific women with their dudes 25, 30 plus years, kids gone, fuck you, I'm tired of your shit after 30 years, I'm out.
Well, and
So,
I
like,
think, oh, go, sorry.
no, what's up, Carrie?
No, I was just gonna say, I think that if she like had a miserable 25 years, because there's that too. You know, there's women who stick it out that long, cheating, whatever, not cheating, what, like they stick it out all the way through till the kids are old enough, and it's like, okay, I have a reason to exit stage left, and now I'm gonna do it. For her, going and getting a job, even though we laughed at it or whatever, but for her, that freedom, that going to get a job, that taking care of herself, that being available to other men, that might seem like way more fun.
Okay, but here's the thing, Carrie. All I'm saying is, wouldn't it be more logical to have a conversation to figure out how she can be happy within a situation instead of silently suffering because she don't want to say anything? Is all I'm saying.
Yes, but she could have said something along the way, and it didn't change anything. Like, or she could not, because here's the flip side. I also think that if you stay with, if a woman stays with a guy who's doing whatever, whether he's cheating, he's gambling,
No,
whatever,
I don't want to
to
add. I'm talking about just purely
just
cheat.
not enjoy, just okay, purely cheating.
Mm-hmm.
To some degree, her staying, depending on the guy, can enable it to continue. So even like talking about it or whatever, if the guy doesn't get to a point where he decides to do something different, then she could have talked about it and try to get him to see, like, I need you to stop or do something different, and
Well,
he's not.
that's under the
So
assumption that the goal or the solution would be for him to stop. I'm saying that there's probably more than one solution than him stopping. You're
what?
you're 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 you're
It,
you're trying to contain this into the only thing that makes it work is him stopping doing what he's doing. That's the only
oh,
solution.
you talking about your solution of bring her on and like let's figure out how to
I don't,
efficiently.
I'm not saying that I don't think that it's any one solution to it, but what I'm saying is I'm not even focused on a solution aspect of it. Like, we can get into that part of the conversation too. What I'm saying is I'm trying to understand the logic of leaving and then working your ass off only to be sharing a man anyway, when that's the situation that you left, except for now you got to go out here and try to finally, financially fend for yourself.
That's
That's what I'm trying to
only
understand
if
is
they
what is
sharing a
the
man.
logic? What is the logic of leaving because of an emotional thing to go and do the same shit, if not worse, except for now you don't get the financial benefits that go along with it?
Well, one, I think some women, even if they, I don't think all women are under the assumption that they're gonna go and have to share a man. But for those who don't care, maybe that's.
Then why don't you share the guy that
I
you with?
because she's now saying, maybe in her mind she's like, well, at the very least, if I am going to share, I can go pick a better guy.
If the guy is taking care of all of the financial stuff, you already got the better guy. Like, you
Well,
technically won.
I agree with you. All right. So Anton, are we sticking with your friend's friend who because I thought you said
This
in the
is one
example
example. This is one example.
okay, because I think
You can frame it however you want.
well, no, because I think it's different if you're the with your example, the woman was making the money and the man wasn't making as much money as her. So to me, I could
Correct.
see
That's true.
where a woman is like, look, I don't need to stay here with your headaches. I can leave you,
But it's
take
still
care of
very
myself, and
difficult a
I
lot
can
of times.
call John and Paul and whomever, when I want to. Whereas with what you asked Mika, I don't have anything. Like, for me to leave a marriage where I have nothing, I have to start over from scratch and do it all for myself. Either I just couldn't take anymore, or there is something about that freedom, about
That's a
even if I have
different
to work for
situation
there's something
because he
about
wasn't.
that is making me want to go towards that.
Well, that's a different situation because he wasn't necessarily the provider, right? I just use that
Mm-hmm.
as an example to illustrate the leaving to go have a boy toy party. But I think that the example that a lot of us are using is the fact that if you are with a guy that is keeping you comfortable, um, I don't understand the logic outside of the emotion when you leave to go and share another guy with the rest of the world just for the sake of saying that you're single now. I
And
And
don't.
that's what
honestly,
I'm
the
saying.
logic
I don't think that women are leaving that guy saying, the next guy that I get with, I'm going to be sharing. I really, even if a woman says it, I don't think that
Oh,
women
they
are,
y'all know
I,
subconsciously.
I, no, I
so
don't think,
so
I don't think so.
You think that these women go out here, meet this guy, and think that, and then it don't really matter what he tell you. He can say, "Oh yeah, I'm single. I'm not talking to nobody. I'm not in a relationship or whatever." Blah blah blah. You think that these women are thinking to themselves, "You know what? I got a guy that is single on the market, is not available to anybody." Like, do you really believe
Yes,
that?
I
You
think I
believe
think
that
if
shit?
a woman I think if a woman is going to leave the situation you just described where the man is taking care of all of that stuff, if a woman is going to leave, I think she's telling herself two things. One, I'd rather not be with anybody than be cheated on, and or I'm going to go find me a man who appreciates me, who won't cheat on me. Yes, Anton, I do not think that a woman is leaving that situation like, I'll just go find me another man who's going to share me with other people. No, I
And then,
don't think
okay,
so.
so all right, now I got to do it this way. They gonna leave.
Why you think so?
I gotta do it this way. Do you think that a woman? I want y'all honest opinion. You think they gonna leave? Meet Slimmy and think that's and Slimmy. Let's listen. For anybody that has ever met Slimmy in person, Slimmy is a very cool, get along with everybody, nice guy. He gonna make sure you get your photography pictures and shit up and all of that stuff. You think that they gonna meet them a Slimmy, and Slimmy is the perfect example in this situation because Slimmy is a sleeper. Slimmy will have these hoes thinking that they the only one because of how cool and how nice he is, and he not gonna be. Look, see, he not gonna.
Oh no,
No,
no, no, no. Don't use me as an example.
no.
Yes,
I think that you're gonna
Slimmy is the
find
perfect
Mm-mm.
example.
you're
Slimmy
gonna
is Slimmy is a Slim Reaper. Real talk.
No, no, man. I don't
Slimmy,
lie to nobody.
I didn't say you lie. I
I don't have
said
nobody feeling like they the
nobody
only
said that
one.
you lied at all, Slimmy. I'm saying that the expectation of a woman that then meets Slimmy will be like, oh, he's a nice guy. He's 7'4". You know what I'm saying? He's such a cool guy and he's a nice person. And Slimmy trying to make her a part of the fleet.
No, I think you're gonna find that's where a lot of the women who probably leave marriages and end up never remarrying and never being in another, like they're not with anybody.
But the point is that they meet the slimmies and they be like, man, this is a nice giant.
I don't know, because a lot, well, let me not say a lot. Some of the women who I have, it seems like some women who leave those types of situations, if they don't heal themselves, they leave bitter, and that's kind of how they remain. So they probably wouldn't even look at Slimmy. They might roll their eyes at Slimmy.
I know that. I don't believe that shit. I don't believe it.
They might shave their hair low. They
What? What do you mean they might shave their hair? What does that mean?
I'm probably giving too much personal.
Wait, what?
So,
You know when they cut their hair on the side, they almost at that bald headed.
like I have they ever done a study on men and women who get divorced? How many of those men and women get remarried? Because I would be willing to bet that more of the men remarry than the women.
I think they have. And I think you're right. I think it's more than men.
It's like 86% of people get remarried or something.
Yeah,
of the men or of the women.
Total.
Like I'm pretty sure. Oh, I know how we got to the subject. So we was talking about guys getting remarried versus women getting remarried, and Quentin said that the majority of men that get divorced ultimately get remarried. Compared to,
I said the totality. It was 86 between all genders. 86% of people in period get remarried.
I thought you said that more men get married than women.
I wonder what the breakdown is.
No, I was talking about like in general. People get at 86% clip. People get married. 86% of people, not just
That's
men.
why the divorce rate is so high, because the people that divorce and then remarry, and then sometimes they'll divorce again and then remarry.
The thing is, women file for divorce.
But no, I've heard this from a lawyer. The reason why the divorce rate is so high is because of the remarriages. So a lot of these people that are getting divorced are getting remarried. So it's not really the first time married people that are getting divorced at a higher rate. It's the multiple marriages.
I would never get divorced though. I don't see the point. Why would I ever get divorced?
Super chats.
There are a lot of people that are like that never get divorced, and they just been doing whatever, and they're still married.
They take it off the table.
No, I got I feel like I got the perfect chick.
Well, that's good. That's how most married people should feel.
I got the perfect chick. It could not.
Molly, or Mika, does your dude think he has the perfect chick?
What? What did you say?
Did your dude think he has the perfect chick?
Quinn being messy.
He trying to be messy. I don't know.
No, I'm not. I'm just asking. Does your dude think he has the perfect chick?
But yes, it's me.
Okay.
Right.
I agree. Well, I was asking.
Can I ask a question? Do
Please.
you have the perfect chick?
No, absolutely not.
Damn, that's some savage shit.
You said, what do you mean? I don't got nobody.
That's some savage shit to say. Some chick is watching this stream like, what?
I don't have. You see, y'all.
Are you sure?
I don't got nobody. I'm single. Can you read the super chats?
Carrie is working hard in ChatGPT trying to input all of this information so she can figure out what the fuck is going on. So we don't even know what she's saying. What, Carrie? We can't hear you.
When someone writes me, I don't know.
Go ahead, Quentin.
Yep, she broke Carrie. She should Carrie.
Yeah, she gotta come back.
What was you about to say?
I don't know. I don't know.
What?
When somebody's writing me.
Somebody in the
Oh
chat said
yeah,
you single
I
again.
was like, I don't know. It was that pertains to Chat GPT. When I don't know what to respond to people, I put it in Chat GPT and they tell me what to say.
Really?
What?
And then you
In
can
what
change
manner?
the tone. You can change the tone of the message too. It's pretty good. I love it. They should have told me about chat. I just learned this like 2 weeks ago.
So
You know,
you put in the text, you put in the whole text conversation?
You know that Quentin talks like Forrest Gump?
Nigga, what? What are you talking about?
Y'all not
Get Forrest
noticing it?
Gump. Bring Forrest to the front of the congregation. Y'all need to hear this nigga. It's like
Quentin
some
talks
1998
like
buzz.
Forrest Gump. Because after every sentence he say, Quentin talks like Forrest Gump. Look, now he's trying not to do it no more.
Jenny.
He'd be like, yeah, because I did this and I put it in Chat GPT.
And then he nods right after.
He do. He talks like Forrest Gump. Or not Forrest Gump, Billy Bob Thornton and Sling Blade. That y'all got it. You ain't never heard Billy Bob Thornton and Sling Blade talk? All right, here, let me pull it up real quick.
What that is.
You don't know it? Okay.
I don't even know what is that a movie?
Yeah.
Of course. What else would it be?
Billy Bob, yeah.
I didn't mean it. I mean, yes, it clearly is a movie. That's not what I meant to ask. Like, I never saw it before. That's what I meant to say.
I'm surprised.
Lovely Life 32 said Quentin is
I've
hot
never
and he's
heard
my
of it.
type.
That's what I meant to
Hit
say.
me
I've
in
never heard
Hey,
of
I'm
it.
trying to Matt Carey. Slow down. Put me in my DMs, Lovely Life 32.
Oh, now I gotta find a clip from it. Give me a second. Hold on, give me a second. I gotta find
it. Bitch, I'm from Texas.
Well, how old is this movie?
I got diamonds in my necklace. God damn it. Forrest Gump was a good movie. It was long as shit, but it was a good movie.
How old is Sling Blade?
It's very old. It's very old. Let me see if I can share this. He talked just
1996. It's 1996.
Oh, this is somewhat.
I'm quick with the fingers.
This ain't super old. Huh? Yo, he look crazy.
I was sitting out there and she had one evening not doing too much of nothing, just kind of staring at the wall and waiting on my mother to come out and give me my Bible lesson, you know. Right here, the commotion up there in the house. So I run up on the screen down porch to see what is going on. I looked in the window there and I seen my mother laying on the floor there and he clothes on.
Y'all ain't never seen Sling Blade when he say, He said after every sentence, he say,
I don't do that.
He even hit the chin.
When I don't want to elaborate, I just say,
It's a really good movie.
He does have a lot of range. I'm gonna have to see it.
Y'all ain't never.
Man, why he look like that, man?
never
Fuck with
seen
the
that.
noises he was making. Why was he looking like that?
He was different. He was on a spectrum. He was on a spectrum. Now we're not saying that.
Man, that nigga look crazy, bro.
We're not saying that Quentin is on a spectrum. I'm saying that
man, no, Billy Bob, man.
Quentin says after a lot of different things.
That didn't even look like him.
Now he's going to try not to say it now, and that's unfortunate because I want Quentin to just be Quentin. So
Man, he was looking crazy.
All right, let me read these super chats. I did too, Slimmy. No shame in our game, but never again. Talking about hitting a pregnant chick. Slimmy out here giving unborn kids concussions. Lola Bunny says they think they don't because they bought into the feminist narratives. They get older, then regret not having a family unit to fall back on. Ismail says women want to get married but don't want to be two wives. Don't want to be wives. There we go. All right. Live from the motherland says never know. Independent women might start proposing. Lola Bunny says most modern women want the wedding ring, photo op status, and the illusion of being better than the women who aren't wives. Rashonda says I knew the assignment when I was married 29 years before my hubby's death. You have to be raised to be a wife. Submission biblically is key. You are a helpmeet, ladies, not the head. Gotta be ready. Triggy says women want the wedding, not the marriage. Triggy says I need clarity from Molly. A woman should find a rich man to take care of her so she don't work, but when she solidify it with a baby, it's a problem. Christopher Spears says some of these wives will withhold sex from their husbands despite the fact that he's growing in value, then act surprised when he steps out. Lola Bunny says, but the point is she leaves her husband under the illusion that the next man will be different even without the covenant of marriage. 2025 AD, women don't leave cheaters, they stay so they can revenge cheat, says Just Christian. Lola Bunny says Chat GBT says 64% of men and 52% of women get remarried in the United States of America. Lola Bunny says for the record, the answer is Molly. For the recorded, the answer is I don't know what that means. Can Rita remarry if you passed or if I pass? If I pass,
If you passed away, probably.
I don't know.
Yeah, can she? Because you seem like the type that might put a clause somewhere, like even after my death, if she
no insurance money.
That makes
We're gonna
sense.
go past that
Like if
question.
you put yourself in a trust, you can tell exactly how your stuff's dispersed.
Nalani says, I think most of those married women will plot to kill their husband before leaving with nothing. There is a show called Kill the Women for a reason. Now, I wouldn't want her to remarry. Hoffenheim says you don't have to tap dance around that, Carrie. Just Christian said, I've noticed Carrie be asking questions like a college student in an auditorium with a professor. I like it. Sub-Zero says most women like the idea of marriage because of what it can provide. The duty involved in marriage is a whole other discussion that many people do not talk about before they get married. It's in my prenup. DJ Berserk says, I'll never get divorced, said every divorced man ever. My chick will never leave, and she's down for me. Well, I think I got the record to actually stand on that shit. Chef G-Rap says, Carrie and Enrique probably engaged in some deep dialogue after the stream. Carrie is in an emotional...
I engaged so
Carrie
much
is,
with
listen,
Enrique,
Carrie
okay?
is in an emotional affair with Enrique, so that's all I got to
I
say.
talk to him a lot.
Carrie is in an emotional affair. Joshua says, Q, God damn it. Speaking like Carrie, like Carl is even worse. Or is it Carl? Carl, I don't know what that means. Issa P says mustard with the French fries. Fahim Jackson says, I'm not waiting for divorce to find someone new. Molly or Carrie, slide your number in the back chat. Our spouses don't need to know nothing. Not you, Mika. I need my chick with something to lose.
What? That was like a slight shot.
No, you missed what they saying. Slimmy is confused.
You missing it. He's saying that
she's single and Molly and Carrie
got
is
nothing
in a relationship.
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm saying it for Slimmy. I ain't got no gas in it.
I understood what he meant, but it's just like no mind.
Sling Blade is good, says Sub-Zero. Mika, when are we getting invites to you and Mr. Robertson's wedding?
Never. Fuck that nigga.
Joshua says Q be like, dang it, Bobby, like the king of the hill. Q, Anton did you dirty. You need your kickback. How do I need to? I ain't doing dirty. You just say, Trying to hold the box from the grave is straight jacket material. Nigga, you can't have no box from my. No, get the fuck out of here. Carrie is Jessica Fletcher on Murder, She Wrote. Carl is the main character in Sling Blade. Shout out to you. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all to everybody that continues to hold us down.
Mika is in a
I got-
relationship. CJ25. Jesus. Yes.
How do we
Mika
know
single.
that?
Shoot y'all shots, nigga. Via super chats. Shoot y'all shots.
We don't know.
Said
gonna have a
CJ25. Who is CJ25?
A
That's a
girl.
woman.
So I don't. That's a woman.
That's a woman.
No, I don't drink sweet tea from a mason jar. I don't drink sweet tea from anything.
How do we know that Mika is single? How do we know
Well,
that
if you pay
she's
attention, it's clear. It's because how
That's
she
what,
be
like,
looking on her face. Because Mika just looks single in her eyes. That's how we know.
I know I'm going to
Don't-
watch Sling Blade, man. I'm watching that
yeah,
tonight.
because I'm like, are people not listening? I don't know.
That boy Billy Bob. I watched another part. That's Billy Bob throwing the haircut. It's looking crazy.
if Mika is in a relationship, here's the question for the chat before we go into the next question. If Mika is in a relationship, do y'all think that y'all can get her?
Don't answer that.
No, that's it is.
Nigga, she got a G.I. Joe at the house, nigga. Y'all better watch out.
Just don't. I would advise y'all not to answer that.
What?
Just don't answer that.
No, that's a
All
fair
of a
question
sudden, you don't see
because
somebody in the chat anymore wondering what happened to him.
no,
Nigga,
do y'all
nigga,
think,
to your driveway.
do
I
y'all
haven't seen Mr. Robinson do a super chat in a couple of months. What happened to him?
do y'all think that y'all can get her if she's in a relationship? Do you still think that you can get her?
I would advise y'all to just mind y'all business.
Why?
They need to mind their business. Need to mind their business.
I don't know.
The best time
No.
time to get a married woman is like within 4 hours after like a fight with her husband.
So you saying that she married?
The best time to get a
No,
married woman is if she's not married.
Mika.
Then why did you say that?
It's just like period. Like you got to catch her slipping right after a fight.
How do we know that Carrie? How do we know that Carrie is really married?
Because she be talking over the top of her computer like this.
I talk too much.
You know, but the red pill do be saying women be lying, so you could be lying.
That's true. I could be lying. I could.
We don't know none of this.
That's true. We don't know what's happening
mind
behind any of our
y'all.
screens.
Y'all better mind y'all business.
And since we speaking on all of this, Quentin, do you have a woman?
Nope. Single as fuck. Mika, I ain't talking to you about nothing.
You gonna lie again on the street? You gonna lie again? You don't talk to me about nothing.
What is having like what constitutes having a woman?
I don't
You
know
already
what
said-
constitutes having a woman, darling.
I'm not exclusive, but I do engage in coitus with one person.
Slimmy.
What are you
Do you
looking
have
at,
a
Karen?
woman?
What the
How do y'all
problem?
know that? No. How do y'all know that Slimmy ain't got a chick?
Because that nigga be yelling all the time.
How do y'all know that Slimmy ain't got some chick, some thick chick somewhere with a wagon there?
Thick.
How do y'all know?
What is
I'm
this?
single.
Who is this girl? She is coming from my soul right now.
I'm
She ain't
single.
got no picture. She an L. She probably got a dick, nigga. Nope. Log off, nigga.
Anyways,
Somebody said you hate women like Slimmy. What?
the mystery continues. The mystery continues.
Hey, y'all
If
better stop
anyone
with that
wants my
mice
cheek
and sear thing.
that has a
'cause
vagina,
Slimmy
come
don't
to the
look
meetup,
nothing like
and they're
that.
available.
You say what?
I don't think that let me be quiet. Anyways. See y'all, how do y'all know that we don't just be messing with y'all? How do y'all know that I don't just be messing with y'all with the stuff that I'm saying?
I'll be married by the end of summer 2027.
Oh, that's a long time. I thought you was gonna say 25. See, y'all be throwing Carrie, and Carrie be asking these questions, and I could just be fucking with y'all.
Are we in 26 or 26? What are we, 25 or 26?
25, bro.
25.
Okay. In the summer 27 or 26, I'll be married.
What did you say?
Shit.
He just did it. He just did it again. He just did it. He literally just did it.
I'm always by Cam's corner.
I was gonna say you didn't do that, but yeah, I guess you do that.
Every time he do it at least 10 12 times per stream minimum.
Fuck, I can't talk no more.
And that's based off of how much he actually decides that he want to talk and participate. So
I always want to talk. I just don't want to cut in.
No, cut in.
And I don't want to jump off and cuss nobody out either. So I'll be trying to be quiet.
Yeah. Now I don't even know what Mika's situation is. So
I know she got a whole forehead situation over there. I know that part.
We like girls with foreheads.
And exactly.
Carrie got a big forehead too.
Yeah.
I can't have a third kid. I have a vasectomy. You fucking asshole.
Why am I lying? Why would I know?
Did
what
you really?
Is?
You had a vasectomy?
Oh shit!
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
I would not.
I mean, not oh wow, like oh disappointment. I didn't know.
No, I said.
Slimmy, you got one?
Oh, he said it again.
Got one what?
A vasectomy.
Hell no. I'm not going under the knife and no random shit like that. Nah. Why would I do that?
Slimmy, do you plan on having some kids?
I'm not going under the knife.
Do you plan on having kids?
I don't know. But I'm not getting surgery just because. I ain't never even broke a bone. I damn sure ain't about to just get a surgery on GP. Hell no.
Breaking a bone and getting a vasectomy is two different things.
It's not considered a surgery either.
It's not surgery?
No, it's out. It's just an outpatient
procedure. It's a procedure. You
Hell.
literally go on the same day, nigga. You get on the table, they cut your shit, nigga, you leave.
Yeah, you don't
They
even
cut what?
You don't go to sleep or nothing. You don't need anesthesia. I mean,
Well, they give you something to. They give you like something to drink.
They numb you. Yeah, they numb you, but you don't like you don't need to go under or nothing. It's literally like 10-15 minutes tops.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Sammy, I used to think the same way. It's nothing, literally, bro.
You can't bust it up for like 2 months.
No, that's not true.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You just did it again.
Do what?
Yeah, you did.
He do it all the time.
What the fuck? I didn't even know I did it till right now. So shit.
No, what I've learned is you don't.
I thought you have to.
This nigga said, "Do you need a stepmom for your kids?"
I thought you have to
Who is this
actually.
person?
You have to ejaculate for a lot.
You're supposed to, after like a certain amount of time, actually go in to make sure that it actually works.
Yeah, you have to nut in a cup,
emptied
and they have to
out.
go test it. Yeah.
I never went back though. I never went back.
Oh yeah, we went for the
Well, I guess
appointment to get it all.
But
done.
what I've learned though is that I believe you don't necessarily see. Actually, I think that a vasectomy could be a lot more safer because what I've learned is you don't necessarily have to do it the traditional way in order to get a woman pregnant. Like I believe they can go in and like get some out of you. I could be wrong though.
Slim.
Slimmy, you should go ahead and get that procedure, big dog.
Absolutely not. I would never do that.
Aren't you a shoot up the clubber?
Who?
A shoot up the clubber.
You aren't you one? I know Quentin is one, but aren't you one?
Wait. Do you be listening when I'm up here talking?
No.
I
Sometimes.
see. I don't shoot up no club. Hell no.
Robert, I'm single because
I've been saying this shit up here for forever. Like y'all need to stop doing that shit. I definitely ain't doing it. Oh hell no.
My bad.
Oh, that's right. You don't be here on Tuesdays. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I don't be on Tuesdays, so that gets equated to not being here for a month. So
huh?
Yeah, they do be like that.
yeah. I don't come. I'm not here on
Tuesday.
Tuesday. So they're like, yeah, Mika missing days. She's not here Tuesday. I'm like, I don't.
Well, technically, we haven't seen you since we haven't seen you since last month. Technically,
excuse me.
We haven't seen you since last month.
All right, so I gotta I'm gonna flip
right
it. I'm gonna flip it for a second because I want to share my screen. We got to get over to the next part of the show.
I don't understand. I've been busting nuts in women all my life. My pullout game is just fine.
That's a negative.
Yeah, vasectomy is a surgery.
No, why is that a negative, Mika?
You have 2 children.
It's not a surgery, Slim.
And I've been busting nuts all my life. I think I'm pretty successful. I bust nuts all the time and have sex. Like, and I only got 2 kids out of it. My pullout game
you should have stayed clear the entire time if it worked.
Well, one time Ava was intentional.
Well, hold on, y'all. Hold on. We'll get there. I want to share the screen really quickly and get to this conversation. So, Ye, as predicted, and I actually talked about this. I thought that this was already in place, but Ye is confirmed that his wife Bianca actually has left him, and he said that he had a panic attack over and rants over a new song. Y'all can go and listen to the song if y'all want. I don't want it to mess up the stream, but it's called Bianca. I think it sounds pretty horrible. It's a pretty bad song in my opinion. But he confirmed in the song that she dumped him over his disturbing social media rants. He said that he had a panic attack as a result of the vile hate that he continuously spewed on X in his new song called Bianca. It goes, "My baby, she ran away. But first she tried to get me committed. I'm not going to the hospital because I'm not sick. I just do not get it." He raps on the track. Well, he actually is singing it. He says she's having a panic attack and she is not liking the way that I tweeted. Until Bianca's back, I stay up all night. I'm not going to sleep. I really don't know where she's at. Obviously, this is her. So on and so forth. All right. Obviously, this is
Apple Music. I'm looking for it. It's not on Apple Music.
No, they debuted it on a lot of different platforms and stuff like that. So, he continues to crash out and he has a lot of different rants and stuff like that. But with that being said, should we be concerned about Ye in a general sense? Like, y'all think that he's truly lost it and saying that he needs to be committed? What do you think about the fact that his latest chick, his wife, has now left him? What are your thoughts about Ye in general? Anybody can jump in.
He needs to take his meds. He'll be okay.
I'll jump in. Slimmy is just distracting me. I don't know. I think Kanye is going through a lot, but I don't blame his wife because they said he's been the one that's been putting her up there naked like that. And, to me, she seems like a quiet, submissive type of girl. And I love Kanye musically, but yeah, he's whatever he's going through. I don't think he needs a woman or anything right now. I think he needs to focus on himself, and that's just my observation. But I love Kanye.
OKC.
I feel like when we don't talk about Kanye enough, as far as the internet, he does something to stir his name up.
Facts.
So I don't know whether to take him seriously or not. It's like whenever we're talking about somebody else, here he comes with something.
Facts.
I think he just likes the attention. I think he likes to stay relevant. He likes for people to talk about him because it's nothing. And then all of a sudden he crashes out of nowhere all the time.
Facts.
It'll happen again. He's been crashing out for a while now, so he likes us talking about him. He needs to stay relevant. I could never be a superstar.
You think that he's just clout chasing, Molly?
I do, yes. and I'm not saying he doesn't genuinely feel the way he expresses, but it just seems like whenever we're not talking about him, all of a sudden he does something and then we're just talking about him.
Hmm.
I think it's intentional. I think he just wants to stay relevant.
Slimmy, what are your thoughts?
Kanye got to realize that he just keep getting played. The women that are being put into his life are being placed there. He's not really meeting them on accident, or it's all being dictated to him. He's being controlled and he's being played.
Controlled by who, Slimmy?
His handlers. That's
Well,
how he
didn't
meet.
she work?
You got
Didn't
handler?
she work for him though?
Oh, he got handlers for sure.
She was his employee, I thought, or they worked together on his something.
It's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. Like none of this shit is by it's all by design. And Kanye West keeps getting played. These women, they don't care about him. They are there for a reason. Kim Kardashian was just there to have his kids, or whatever.
Mhm.
And she pretty much got over because that boosted her career, you know what I'm saying, through the roof. Like through the roof.
Well, I
Like
thought allegedly
nobody
wasn't
was
he cheating on Amber Rose with Kim K like years prior? I thought
no
they
matter.
already had like a little secret thing going on
It don't
way
matter.
before they got married.
Once
So
he
she
be
probably loved him.
once they got no, she ain't love him. You could tell by the way she left him. She ain't
Well, do
love
you know
him.
why she left him? Allegedly, he was sleeping with a big makeup artist who's a man. I would leave.
What?
That was like a whole scandal. I'm just saying. Allegedly.
Well, anyway, I don't think anything in Kanye's life is what he thinks it is. He think he in control. I do not think he's in control. I think everything that's going on around him is being put there. He think he doing whatever. He not even coming up with the music for himself anymore. He not even coming up with the music for himself anymore. Like it's all a game. They playing with him. I mean, he already told us he sold his soul. He put that in the music several times. He on drugs. They got him drugged up all the time. Well, they used to have him drugged up. I don't know if they still do. But I believe he's perfectly well aware. He just don't want to accept it. He's just gonna keep moving, and this is gonna be his life. But he is an attention starved dude. That's the main problem. So he gonna go on these episodes. He gonna have these rants, and that's gonna overshadow his genius because he's attention starved. So all this ranting and raving, that's what the shit is we gonna talk about. But when he get back to the music, and he just in the studio, and he just making music, and he doing concerts, we're not gonna talk about that shit. We're gonna talk about the concert until he does this again, and it's gonna keep happening because he's just gonna he gonna keep pushing it to the edge because now he trying to go after a certain group, and it's the wrong group to go after. That's just the truth.
Well, he did an interview on one podcast where he walked out and they were saying, like, when the camera was off, he was normal and calm. And as soon as the camera cut on, it's like he went into action mode and just started putting on a show. I think
He's
he's looking for clout.
he's
I
attention
think we,
starved.
yeah, I think we be thinking way too deeply. Some of these people, they make their money off of attention. So,
Yeah, he's still attention starved, but that don't mean his life ain't being controlled. It
Didn't he
don't mean
get
his
rid of
life
that
ain't being
guy?
controlled. You say what?
Didn't he get rid of that guy?
I don't
You
think
know
you
what I'm
can
talking
get
about?
rid
The
of.
bald headed guy that was his handler.
I don't think you can get rid of a hand. I think you can. You can move one out the way. It's always going to be one there, though. I don't think he's in control. I don't, because how does a woman adhere and listen to you and is submissive to you, but then when you doing your regular shit, your regular rant, all of a sudden she's fed up with it?
It's not a
No.
regular rant. It's super. He's putting a target on his back.
Well, it's not nothing new though. He been having these rants. He been having these rants for like 10 years now.
I
It's the
wouldn't have
same.
left with the rant. I would
It's
have
the
left when I had to be butt naked on the red carpet.
But how do you do that in it? But then you call it quits when he's doing the same shit.
That's my point. That's my point. So
Yeah,
yeah, I feel you.
because she's there. She wasn't there to be his wife. She wasn't there to be his wife. She's there as a form of control. When Kanye doesn't get his way, he explodes. So now he going on this ego trip about getting his wife back. He did the same thing with Kim K. This is the same exact thing. Except the last time, what was the dude? Pete Davis? What's his name? The white dude who's a part of that group. That's why he going at him, like that.
Who you talking about, Pete?
Yeah, he's a part of that group. That
The
Kanye goes after.
SNL dude, the comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pete.
Pete Davidson, right? Yeah. So yeah, it's the exact same play.
I'm looking at it completely. I just think that Kanye is out of his fucking mind. I know y'all are on like he handlers and all of this shit. Listen, bro. I think that Kanye is crazy, and niggas wasn't wrong about him in the first place. The first time that he started doing this shit, the second time that he started doing this shit, the third time that he started doing this shit, and we keep making excuses because this niggas gave us great albums and phenomenal clothing at different points in his life, and we keep trying to hope that he come back and he get himself together. But I don't think it's any excuse for a lot of the shit that he didn't did. Some of the stuff that he didn't said on Twitter was egregious as fuck. He's talked shit about people's kids. He didn't said some of the craziest junk that I'd have never seen in my life. And I, at one point, thought that he was just being blackballed and all of this stuff. But that nigga crazy, bro. He is crazy in my opinion. He out of his mind, and I don't know why they just don't call a spade and say that this nigga's he's dumb. He's dumb. I think that he ain't never been the same since he lost his mother. He probably was on a spectrum before she passed. She was probably the only one that was keeping him sane. And when she passed, it unleashed, you know what I'm saying, all of the crazy. He probably never should have been famous. And in my opinion, honestly, and I hate to say this, what I believe and what I predict is gonna happen is something gonna happen to that nigga, and it's gonna be self-inflicted. And ain't nobody gonna pay attention until it's all said and done. I think he out of his fucking mind, and we keep making excuses for him and trying to act like the industry ruining him. He be saying shit, crazy as shit about everybody, bro. I think he out of control. I don't make no excuses for him after some of the stuff that he done said and did, bro. And I'm a huge advocate for free speech. I think he out of his mind.
I don't know what he said. I didn't see him say
he was on X going out of control, bro.
He was.
He was out of control. He probably said some of the most egregious things that I've ever heard anybody say on the platform. You muted, Quentin.
It was like for 5 days straight too. Like it was nonstop.
Yeah, it was nonstop.
Yeah.
He was going after people again.
No, he was just talking to himself.
He did that too. He went after everybody. He said,
yeah, is that the one where he went
random.
after Jay-Z and he said the kids was,
No, that was later.
Yeah, he was talking about the Kardashians. They only have black kids for content. He was saying a bunch of stuff.
I mean, is that a lie?
No, I don't think it's a lie. No.
Okay, then. So what are we talking about?
No, but the Jay-Z's one was
somebody else's kids. As much as this motherfucker talk about people shouldn't get in between what he got going on between him and his ex-wife and how much they shouldn't talk about his kids. The first thing that this nigga do is start talking about somebody else's kids.
Well, he's a part of that family, technically, whether they exile him or not. So I mean, he does
talk about somebody else. He was talking about Jay-Z and them kids, bro.
I'm talking about the Kardashians. Like he can
He's
speak.
talking about Jay-Z kids. That's what got me.
I don't know. What I'm saying is he can speak about the Kardashians kids, and that's not a lie. If they are black kids for content, shit.
He said all them kids was room 9.
Huh?
He said all the. That's what he said.
Oh, who kids?
Jay-Z.
He was talking about Jay's kids, bro.
I'm talking about the Kardashians.
I'm talking about what he said. I'm not gonna limit what he said to just that. He been saying some disrespectful shit, bro.
I'm not denying that, but I'm saying
And I love Kanye.
the Kardashian, him speaking about the Kardashians kids, that's not a violation.
That is a violation because that ain't his kids.
His kids are a part of that family.
Don't
If
matter.
he notices, if he notices a trend that's going on with that family, I don't think it's out of line for him to point that out.
Oh, it's 100%.
Talking about Jay-Z's kids is definitely shouldn't be saying that. He should not. He should not be saying that.
I think it's out of line. You can't talk about nobody else's kids. You can't tell other people not to talk about your kids and then talk about other people's kids. I don't care how close they are to you. Like, I don't have permission to talk about my brother's kids just because that nigga is in my family. I shouldn't be talking about, I can talk about him, but I can't talk about another nigga kids. I shouldn't be able to talk about nobody's kids if I'm telling them to stay out of my business. Because you know what? Let's be real, bro. They don't say nothing about him.
Who's
None
that?
of that family ever mentioned nothing about Ye, bro. None of the Kardashian. You've never heard none of them motherfuckers say anything about Ye. They never say nothing about this nigga.
I have to go back and look.
Well, you would have to watch all the seasons of their Kardashian show. That would be
actually
hard.
I'm not gonna go back and look.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna even lie and act like I am. No, I'm not. Now, that's hard to believe that they've never said anything about Kanye when.
What do you mean it's hard to believe? Sammy, if you haven't seen it, then all you can go by is what you know.
It was a whole point where they was, I don't know.
And what do you mean? Like, he married them hoes. You can't marry into a family that everybody told you not to do it in the first place, and then you start getting mad at it because niggas is holding you accountable for your badass decisions. He married her.
I've been saying that was a mistake. I've been saying that when it happened, when he was dealing with her, I said that was a mistake.
Nah, bro, that nigga, he wrong. He out of his mind, bro. Like,
I don't think he's crazy though. I don't think he's crazy.
I think he's crazy. I 100% think he's crazy. There's no reason in the world why you would torpedo your whole life just for attention and not say that you're crazy. I don't know nobody that would fumble that big of a bag and not say that they're crazy. In hindsight, that nigga was crazy for burning his relationship with Adidas. In hindsight, he was crazy after fucking up the whole bag with Adidas. He may be the bag chaser of the decade. I mean, the bag fumbler of the decade. Yeah. He might be the bag fumbler on the decade, bro.
I don't agree with the Adidas. The Adidas thing was like they weren't trying to give him that money. I can't agree with that.
What do you mean? What do you mean you can't agree with it?
They weren't trying to give him the money, man.
What do you mean? They made him a billionaire.
But they weren't trying to give him more. They weren't trying to give him the cut that they said they would. And then when the shoes exceeded beyond what they thought, they still weren't even trying to give him the money.
Nah, bro. Listen. Nope. Because we never heard their side of it. And everybody just keep being quiet with this nigga because he keep acting like he going off the rails. The fact of the matter is, I believe that nigga was doing a lot of the stuff behind the scenes that they not saying. And we automatically took his side because we love Ye. But think about it, though. Think about it, Slimmy.
Adidas.
Slimmy, hold on, Slimmy. Think about it for a second. If they selling shoes and a partnership is beautiful, The one thing that I don't think that any company, and nobody has ever accused, nobody, not one athlete, not one player, not one issue, not nobody in history, not a soccer player, because you got to remember, Adidas is more than just basketball, is more than just fashion. Not one person ever in history ever accused Adidas of doing bad business. In hindsight, not one person. Now, you telling me that the person that's making them billions of dollars, billions, that they're going to do them dirty? Fuck up. They made the nigga a billionaire. They was making billions. If me and you both making billions together and the relationship is good and nobody had a problem whatsoever, why the fuck would I fuck that up?
I don't think that's how it went.
Adidas did not want to fuck up the relationship, bro. You got to remember why that started.
But they didn't want to give them the money. They even put out a press release about that, Anton.
That's not what happened. That's not what happened, bro. What happened was Ye started going off the rails and talking all of that J stuff, and he started going crazy. And that shit was bad for the brand, and that shit started fucking up the money, and they started distancing themselves. They started preparing for that nigga to crash out, because apparently they knew how to deal with the nigga in the same way, and they knew shit about what was going on before. Come on, man. Wait. Look. You can't.
I think you're conflating things, because
you can't have a pattern of fucking up for the entirety of the time, bro. The nigga burned every single bridge that he could possibly burn. Even to today, right now, the nigga just got done throwing Jay-Z under the bus after he admitted that Jay gave him 20 M's as a loan. He burned every single bridge because he thought that he was the bigger thing. The nigga just called himself a god. He called himself Jesus, dog.
That don't have nothing to do with the Adidas deal, though.
Yes, it do, bro, because it mean that he think that he bigger than the program, man. He think that he bigger than everything, and that he ain't never got an answer to nobody. He could fuck up the money and all of this shit.
Well, I do agree with that he does think he's bigger than everything, but that does not change that Nike and Adidas shitted on him.
Nike didn't shit on him. Nike said that they didn't want to do the deal.
Nike did not want to pay him what he was asking because he came up with the concept, and those shoes sold through the roof.
Right,
Adidas did the exact same thing.
Can't say that. First of all, Adidas made him a billionaire.
No, I think it was a lot of things that went. I ain't gonna get into that. But the thing that happened with Adidas was they already knew what happened with Nike. So Kanye he already knew what happened with Nike. He wasn't about to let that shit happen again. What it was the expectations for what those shoes were going to sell went through the roof once them shoes started going. Mm-hmm. They had concepts for other shoes that Ye brought people in for. And then once they started producing all these shoes, they didn't want to give him the money he started asking for. It was time to renegotiate. They weren't trying to give him that money.
So how did they fuck him if they just didn't agree to do a deal with him after they decided to renegotiate? If Ye signed a deal to do this, they executed on a deal. They never said that they didn't pay him for what they agreed on. If he then asked for more money and they say, no, we don't want to fuck with it, regardless of whether or not the next concept was going to be successful or not, that means that Nike fulfilled their obligation, he fulfilled his obligation, and they decided to amicably move on. Now, we could say that, well, they should have did a deal or they shouldn't have did a deal, but Nike didn't fuck him. Nike didn't owe him nothing.
Nike knew it was on the table, and they didn't.
But they don't owe him shit, Slimmy.
I will give you the Nike shit. I'll give you the Nike shit. They didn't want to sign because they didn't want to pay him money. They didn't want to pay him a larger cut after what they saw the shoes were going to do.
No, yes. They didn't want to give him ownership like Jordan.
Okay, that's the same thing. They didn't want to give him. They didn't want to give him the money. They didn't want to give him the money for what he was asking. And Adidas, huh?
That don't mean that they fucked him.
Okay, and I said okay. I said I'll give you that. But what I'm saying is with Adidas, they still tried to print. They still tried to produce the shoes that he designed after they said they wouldn't fuck it with him no more.
So
after they said
he didn't own the shoe. Listen, Nike still drops Barclays to this day.
Okay, we talking.
Do
We
they
already
owe Barkley money?
We passed the Nike. We on Adidas.
Okay, so let's move to Adidas then.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like with Adidas, they were still using his designs after they said they didn't want to fuck with him no more.
Okay,
they were still gonna try and use his designs. That shit is foul as fuck.
Okay,
y'all already said y'all didn't want to pay me for these designs that we got going on.
You're jumping ahead. Here's the question: why did Adidas decide to dissolve the relationship in the first place? That's what I'm asking.
Because he was asking for more money.
Because the nigga was crazy and he was torpedoing the relationship. That's yeah. Listen, this is around the same time that me and Charleston White was doing a whole bunch of fucking interviews. Ye retweeted what I put out. He retweeted my shit, right? He tweeted out the interview that me and Charleston White did. He was out here going crazy. He was going nuts because this is around the same time that Kyrie was having issues with Nike because Kyrie had tweeted out whatever it was that was on Amazon, that documentary. All right. This was around the exact same time. Ye was going nuts and he was talking wild shit. He was talking some crazy shit that was happening. And he was talking about the small hats and all of that other shit. Adidas, especially during this time, because this was around the time that everybody, a little bit after everybody was locked down and all of that shit. And so everything was sensitive because we had the whole Black Lives Matter shit that was popping off or whatever. And Ye decided to give his input into what was happening on the social issues. And that's when they started to have problems. And that's when they started to dissolve the relationship because Adidas started to distance themselves. And they had a whole new slate of Yeezys that was supposed to come out. Because I remember, as far as a shoe community, and you can ask the shoe community, because Adidas had produced a whole bunch of Yeezys that never got released, and they was trying to figure out whether or not they was going to just get rid of the shoes altogether, or if they was going to still put the shoes out in order to recoup some of the money that they used in order to produce it and put the research and development into it. That's what happened. Ye torpedoed the relationship before they could release all of the shoes, and then that's when they started having a conversation about what his contract was. Now, I can give you that it's a possibility that they started to still try to reproduce shoes based off of his designs after that, but it was Ye that torpedoed that relationship after everything had been going swimmingly all that time.
Well, you skipped a step, because they actually started fucking the relationship up before all the Black Lives Matter stuff. It was already where Ye was he was already trying to renegotiate. You know what I'm saying? He was already like the sales was through the roof. You know what I'm saying? And Ye was already preparing, like, yo, we gotta do something new because this shit about to pop off. So that's when it started becoming tumultuous. Like it was before it was, I was reading about this shit like before Black Lives Matter, before he started. They used that as a cover-up. They used that as a cover-up. They used the spazzing as a cover-up.
Listen, bro, this is my perspective.
To validate it.
This is my perspective. I think that the nigga is out of his mind.
You got stop saying that.
No, I'm not gonna stop saying it, man. Dog, if you read his tweets, this nigga was praising Hitler and all of this other type of shit, bro. Like, if you read his tweets, he was saying some of the most disrespectful. I don't even think that I could have came up with anything more disrespectful than the shit that he was saying. He been burning bridges, going off on people, throwing people under the bus for years now, bro. And nobody is holding this nigga accountable. They just act like it's normal and no, it's all of the companies. Man, at some point, you got to take responsibility for what the fuck you got going on. I don't know how y'all are saying this nigga is not crazy.
I don't agree. I don't think he's crazy.
He spent millions of dollars on a Super Bowl ad to sell a t-shirt with a fucking swastika on it, bro. And then it was so egregious that Shopify took the whole fucking site down, and it was like, all right, man, this nigga's out of his mind. You telling me that that's normal?
I mean, he gonna say what he gonna say.
Shit.
You're not gonna give a fuck.
Slimmy don't think an artist as great can do anything wrong, bro.
No, I don't. I'm not saying that. I said the nigga is attention starved. I said the nigga be doing he do some shit that he knows is gonna get under people's skin. He does that shit on purpose. Why he's doing that shit, I don't know. But obviously he trying to make himself a martyr. And he feels like he can say what.
Slimmy. Why would you want to make yourself a martyr? That shit is not normal. Who want to die? Who's trying to die for something?
I mean, if you listen to his music, like it ain't shocking. It ain't shocking. It is not shocking. It's not shocking, man.
Did you see this nigga come out in that academics interview with that black KKK hookup on?
Yeah.
You think that shit normal, Slimmy? Slimmy frozen. Anyways. Slimmy is frozen. Well, where's Slimmy?
I have a headache. Y'all are not fair.
Why?
The entire time. Quit. Everybody else got to cut their cameras off.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Well, he'll be back. Anyways, I got a different question for y'all before I read the super chats. Hold on one second. I want to share my screen with y'all really quickly. Because this is a conversation that's been happening pretty large. It's been happening. It's getting pretty big on social media. It's getting a lot of traction. So I want to share my screen with y'all really quickly, and then I want to get y'all thoughts. Share screen.
Yes, I'm a Commanders fan.
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
All right. Hopefully, Carrie can hear this.
Completely. Yeah, I can hear.
A lot of you all are weird. This conversation about black boys, black men, college degree attainment, literacy is very disingenuous. Like I feel like a lot of you all are trying to frame this like you all are actually concerned about what's going on, but a lot of you all are just looking for a reason to be anti-black and just like push weird narratives about the other side. I know that there's always strange conversations in our communities, especially the conversations black men have about black women, but also the conversations that black women have about black men or black boys is very weird. And maybe it's because I feel a way because I am a black man who had a very interesting experience growing up in public school. I have a college degree, so whatever. But why do you all always look over systemic issues that plague our communities when it doesn't fit your narrative?
So essentially what is happening is there is a huge conversation, and I didn't feel like playing the video of the women because the video of the women talking about it were much, much, much longer. But essentially there's a conversation that's being had amongst largely black women about the fact that there is a lot of black men that are being left behind, both in their adolescence as far as their inability to be able to read, as well as black men being left behind as they become adults because they're no longer attending college, right? And they're saying that black men are falling behind exponentially because they are not attending college, and it is becoming almost like a epidemic, right? So the question is, what do y'all think about this whole conversation about the fact that black men in general, are starting to walk away from schooling altogether? But there is a huge disparity in the fact that black men are no longer attending higher education, or in a lot of instances, even being able to finish regular high school. What are your thoughts on that? And what are your thoughts about the fact that women are now starting to be concerned about it?
Y'all want all women bosses? Because that's what's going to happen if all the women are going to college and y'all aren't. Y'all going to have all women bosses. That's what I think. And I also don't think that specifically Black men, are bred for college. You have to prepare a child for something like college. It's not intuitive, and they're pushed towards entertainment, at being an athlete. We already know this, so I I think men in general should definitely prioritize their education, especially because the women are. So if the women can do it, y'all can't be letting women show y'all up. So I'm gonna say. Or we're gonna be running the show for real, for real. We're gonna be y'all bosses. We're gonna be cutting y'all checks. Then y'all gonna be crying about everything y'all been crying about.
I don't think women going to college is going to equate to women being men's bosses, because the degrees they are obtaining doesn't put them on that track in their career. Women go to school for nonsense. Anton's favorite word, basking ribbon degrees.
But if we're
And
going,
I think in 2025, like, you don't need to go to college. And you said that you need to be bred to go to college. College is high school. You just don't fucking drop out. And you have free will. Your parents ain't there to. College isn't what it's bred to be. Like, it ain't. You don't need to go to college to be rich, to be successful in life. Most of the stuff that people get degrees in that don't mean shit, in basketball degrees, you can learn that shit on the internet. It's like, it's not what it was when I was in high school and everybody's like, go to college after this. It's not that anymore. They're
well, tell
not
the
learning,
women
like,
that.
and the women they're going to school and learning stuff in the humanities. Like, half the women they got freaking health studies or something degrees. Like, these women ain't going to college to obtain nothing, to run nobody's company, to be nobody's boss. At this
Okay, well, what
point in
if they
time,
start to change?
the only thing that a college degree tells an employer is that you can stick to some shit and not quit. That's it.
You don't think furthering your education is important though? Or I mean, even getting a trade, I don't think you
For
have to go
who?
to college, but
For
I feel like
who?
if there are more women starting to go, what is the workforce going to begin to look like in areas
Well,
where you do need an education? Because you're not going to go to a doctor that does not have a college education. You're not going to hire a lawyer that does not have a college education. There are certain things that you're not going to hire somebody if they're not qualified. It just is what it is. But if
but
the women start
that's not why
changing what
women are
they
going
go
to
to
school
school
for.
for, but
That's
if we
not what
start changing it and we start saying, hey, let's start working together to dominate these STEM fields because the men aren't doing it, what does that look like?
men are dominating the student field. Yes, they are. The actual men that are going to
Yes,
school are in the STEM fields. The women aren't. They're in humanities.
there, but it's growing. Women are starting to gravitate more towards those areas. We can't. My
Women, by
mother-in-law
and
is
large, do
had
not.
an engineer degree.
By and large, women do not. They're not employed in jobs that sustain the infrastructure of society. They don't.
Okay, but if they're your boss and they're doing the
If
administrative
women,
part,
they can't. Women can't. Like, if all men died right now, I think, well, if any gender died right now, men would live longer than women just because we know more shit. Y'all don't. Y'all been to school. Y'all know. I don't know what you learn about health studies or public relations. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means for
well,
society. But if all men died, we know enough shit to get us more years than y'all. Y'all
who are
don't know
y'all
how to build
learning it
nobody's
from though?
cars. Y'all don't know how to make nobody's bridges. Y'all don't know how to do nothing. Y'all going to school for nonsense.
Majority of teachers are women. Y'all are still
Teachers, we
learning
don't need teach.
vastly
We
from
don't need
women.
teachers. Like, you, if you want to be for real about it, we don't. Shit, Carrie freaking homeschool her people. We don't need teachers.
Yeah,
If you
that's true.
That's an
if you got
indoctrination.
good parents at home, you don't need a teacher. Teachers are a necessity because niggas got to go to work.
And the college system still exists, regardless if you need
It's a
teachers or not.
finesse. We talk about it all the time.
It's
College is a
still
finesse.
here. Women are still enrolling more than men.
Enrolling,
I
correct.
I
Enrolling,
think
not
the
finishing.
problem.
Enrolling. The degrees matter. Like, what you went to school for matters. Just because you went to, like, is It's huge. Everyone knows girls go to school for stuff that ain't shit.
But men aren't even going.
It's the disparity in the pay gap. It's because y'all go to school for stuff that ain't shit.
I think y'all skipping a step. Like y'all talking about college and they're not learning shit in high school. They're not learning how to.
That's what I said. They're not being bred for it.
They're not learning how to read.
Exactly.
It's too many men that don't know how to read. It's too many women that don't know how to read. Like, we going way beyond, like,
Well,
and I'll tell you, like, and the reason, and I'm telling you why, because I see it every day. Literally, these motherfuckers can't read a bus sign.
Well, to be
they
fair,
can't read it. The bus sign is at the front.
Said.
It's at the front and it's on the side. And the motherfucker will literally ask you, "You going downtown?" I'm like, "You ain't see the sign?"
I think it's
they're
weird.
not being prepared for college.
They can't read.
You intervene in me and Molly's conversation about college to say we can't read, and the topic says not attending college, not high school. We weren't.
I said you're skipping a step.
We're not talking about high school.
Nigga.
We're talking about college. It literally says attend. You
pray for this man. Please pray. Please pray for this man. Please pray for this man. Pray for him, man. It's something wrong with you, dog. But go ahead. Talk. It's something wrong with this nigga, man. And you corny as fuck for that. You corny as fuck, my dude. Grow up. Stop being a lame. Jesus. This is fucking corny.
All I'm gonna say is, while certain people aren't going to college, there's certain people that are, and they're gonna be your boss. So black men can figure it out, or they can keep getting. Listen, it's people going to college.
Mika, thoughts?
On topic, Molly.
I think that I do think that men aren't going to college, not because they don't want to go to college. They're not being steered towards it in this generation. And so a lot of the men don't feel, or boys, a lot of the boys don't feel seen, heard. They're just not being paid attention to. And so, and they're unprepared. And on top of that, a lot of the things that are pushed, even when they do go to college, it's not really geared towards what men would fields that men would like to enter into. And then we have the economy as well. A lot of the, STEM jobs are starting to come back. And then, we got the whole thing with the foreigners and all of that. I think once all of that actually clears up, I think a lot of boys will start going into that and more trades. I'm starting to see more trade schools coming back. Men tend to want to be more entrepreneurial than administrative.
Right.
So I think with Donald Trump in, I think you're going to see a turn.
Okay, so outside of STEM, why go to college? Well, I guess if you want to be just a well-rounded individual.
No, I mean, some people go. It depends, right? So, some people go for the networking opportunities because, like I said, it depends. I know a lot of Ivy League schools have a lot of networking opportunities, but other than that, that's probably it, really.
Why would you say outside of STEM though? Why would we disclude STEM?
Well, we know that's good. Like, out of everything else, like, why are you going to school for everything else besides STEM?
But I just still don't believe that we should disclude it, because if that's the best thing for us,
I'm not discluding STEM. I'm asking, what is the other stuff for?
Well, you can go for
like what is health relations for? Like,
I went for
what is liberal arts? Like, what is that stuff for? Like, what do you do with that?
Well, I went for accounting.
You can go for a lot of different
math.
things.
That's math. But what is it for?
MBAs that wind up leveling up inside of corporate America to make a significant.
I'm asking a question. What is it for? Is my question.
What do
Because
you mean?
specialized careers make the most money. You want a specialty. Most
So
specialty jobs
why?
earns the STEM field.
So
Most
what do you
important
learn
things
in
we need is
business
STEM.
administration? Like, what does that do? Like, can you not run a successful business without that?
I think that's a
Well,
waste.
it's not just about running a successful business. There's certain positions that you don't even qualify for. Um, that, for example, getting an MBA will then put you in a better position to be able to move up in corporate America to make a significant amount more money.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
It depends.
sometimes they be
I was
wanting
asking a question.
an MBA from anything. Like literally, it doesn't. Like sometimes it doesn't even have to fit the actual position. They just like a master's degree.
Let me jump in here real quick. Because I try to get a general idea of where everybody is at by participating and looking at the chat. And I'm very disappointed because, listen, the problem with a lot of these guys, especially guys in the chat, is that you dumb motherfuckers keep trying to compare yourselves to women. Let's just be real. Listen, they could sit up here and say, call somebody a bed wench, and they call Slimmy out his name and all of this shit. Let's just be real. A lot of you niggas are falling behind, and you think that a lot of money is $70,000 a year because you keep comparing yourself to the lowest common denominator. And the fact of the matter is, it is a proven fact that you make at least more than $1 million in your lifetime more if you get a college degree. And it's very important that you be intentional. A lot of us can't fucking read. Slimmy was right. A lot of us can't fucking read. I don't really understand why niggas are sitting there rejecting higher education. College is not a scam, dumb motherfucker. It's an opportunity for you to level up and have a better opportunity to add value into your life because you can get greater skills that then translate into you making more money, whether it be corporate America or any place. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Statistically speaking, you're much more likely to be successful if you have a degree. You can sit there and say it's a scam if you want to. Just say that you didn't want to go or you didn't want to study. Man, look, I get it. The women have a nurturing perspective, right? So they're always going to say we got to steer men in the right direction. The fact of the matter is, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Don't y'all want better for yourself? Like, don't you want to improve? Listen, I even considered re-enrolling because I just want to learn more. Like, what's wrong? Don't
That's
y'all
what I
niggas know that
did.
y'all being left behind in the AI? Life is moving on without you.
It's an investment. It's not a
Society
scam.
is leaving you behind, bro. Real talk. Nobody gives a fuck about whatever it is that you think that you can do. You're going to be left behind. You're not going to have an opportunity to be able to level up. I'm telling you, if you give the same mentality to your children are going to get left behind. I'm telling you. Now, you can feel some type of way because you uneducated. You can feel some type of way as you decided that you didn't want to go to school. But I'm telling you that your children are going to suffer from your dumbass decisions. And half of you niggas can't even help your kids when they bring home their homework and you don't know what the fuck they doing in school because you can't read, nigga.
Common Core math is hard.
You shouldn't need nobody to steer you, dog. You should want to do better for yourself and your family. The fuck is wrong with y'all? And then they want to, what you think that niggas is just going to agree with you just because you a man and y'all all grouped together to say, oh man, we don't need it. No, nigga, fuck you. Get your education on, dog. Y'all spend more time studying lyrics of a motherfucker or keep talking about y'all don't know how to do shit. Nigga, you know all of the stats and you can memorize everything Jokic, LeBron, and Steph Curry can do. But nigga, you don't know how to read a fucking book. What's wrong with y'all niggas? It's unfortunate because the women on the goddamn internet, because we can hold women accountable for a lot of shit. But if they saying, we need to help our black boys, you niggas is just like liberals. Y'all just find something wrong with every fucking thing. If somebody say, yo, we need to help our black boys, and we can trace back what the problem is and deep dive into how we can fix it proactively and all of that shit. But if women is willing to partner with you on this simple fucking issue, how can you get mad at the fact that a woman saying, yo, we need to make sure that our boys is better educated? Now, if they said that we need to make sure our boys go to jail, y'all would be like, oh, hold these bitches accountable. But the fact that the very first time that they said, all right, y'all, we need to come together and figure out how we can fix the community, you dumb motherfuckers is reject. No, fuck that bitch. All right, nigga, fuck your reading ability. You're so stupid. Every time I read a goddamn super chat from you motherfuckers, it say, Niggas is stupid as fuck. Shit, let me get my door. Thank you. Perfect timing.
No, they are.
Learn how to read.
I stand on my assertion. College is a scam.
I guess he told y'all.
Niggas always want to, niggas out here trying to figure out how they can get rich quick. Let me go do some options trading. Nigga, you can't even read. Niggas trying to options trade but can't read. The fuck is wrong with you niggas, bro? Yeah, it's a couple of y'all that's gonna slip through the cracks. A couple of y'all is gonna make it, but most of y'all is gonna be fucking behind. Keep on comparing yourself to women. What about comparing yourself to other cultures in general?
That go back to when we was
Niggas trying
talking
to be
about
professional
the
gamblers.
Doge team. That goes back to when we was talking about the Doge team. It wasn't no black people up there.
Yeah, and then they're gonna say the white man holding them down. No, they're going to college.
Well, no black people on that Doge team, and nobody was offended.
Yeah,
Nobody was
exactly.
offended.
Right.
Nobody was
Indian
offended.
boys, they're going to college. Y'all are just dribbling basketballs, throwing footballs, going to jail, selling drugs, being baby daddies. They can find a rapper on any corner. They can find a dope boy on any corner.
College is
It's
a
just time to do better.
Niggas can't
It's
wait
an
to do it.
investment.
Niggas can't wait to try to figure out how to get on the black market so they can figure out how to steal a credit card. Niggas steal a book. Always need visual representation and iconography in order to teach these motherfuckers. Niggas, so we got to put everything in pictures?
They got to learn in emojis.
Not illustration.
Nigga, we got to put everything in a picture for you to understand it. We don't learn that way. Nigga, what about this? Does this work for you? The fuck? Niggas keep writing LOL inside of the chat and shit. Nigga, ain't you tired of being dumb?
They'll have to hold themselves accountable. Some people just are comfortable being dumb and letting everybody do everything for them and being the victim and complaining about how everybody is holding them down, even though they don't want to. We are in the age of information. Most of it is free. Y'all better get this information and move on to the next step. Like, we are in a completely different shift in timeline. Your hands might not even be making you money like that. It might be this.
This nigga, this
Robots is
dumbass
getting.
motherfucker just said, tell that to Mayweather. Nigga, you ain't the best boxer in the world.
It's
You
only one
dumb
Mayweather. Y'all are
motherfucker.
dumb.
Nigga, you not LeBron James. You not. Fuck these niggas is. I hate you niggas, man. I hate niggas. I hate these niggas. I hate niggas.
HR, step in.
I love black people, but I hate niggas.
HR, step in. Hate speech.
I do. Why don't they want to do better?
Because they be having children. These people be having these weird mindsets, and then they have kids, and then their kids inherit that same mindset. I used to be a teacher. Y'all can't read, y'all kids are stupid and have autism. And y'all don't want to go to college. Y'all need to go to college. Do something, get a GED. Stop being lazy. The amount of time that y'all be sitting on the internet hating for all the time y'all have been, y'all could have been halfway probably through a 4-year education by now.
These niggas so concerned about whether or not somebody, man.
Y'all don't be seeing nothing wrong with these.
I just believe for me at some point, some conversations is not a man versus woman conversation. Some conversations is just a fundamental conversation, bro. Like
autistic. That's autism is genetics. It's not just because people are dumb.
No, it ain't. We got more people that's autistic than ever before.
But it's genetics. Like a portion of it is genetics. It's not just because
a
people
portion of it is fucking needles.
Is
If you're saying a portion of it is genetics, I
I can't
said these
speak to
people are
autism.
dumb and they're having children. So
I can't speak to the autistic part of it, but all I know is
they shooting them kids up with stuff when they real.
I mean, but the
the
high functioning ones, they actually
they smart as fuck.
they're smarter than their
they
parents,
hyper
which is
focused.
sad.
I'll give it that. They hyper, and a lot of them are
why
going to
don't
school.
people want to learn how to read? I don't
You gotta just want to
understand.
learn. That's
How
all.
is that? How is that a debate, dog? You should want to read, and you should want to educate yourself so that you protect yourself against and compete more in society. Yes, look. Do you, fucking A.
Well, I think that the reading thing is one conversation. College is another conversation. And having an idea of what you even want to do with your life is another conversation. Yeah, I don't get why anybody wouldn't want to be a nerd, to be quite
I was
honest.
about to say that I'm a nerd. I did math.
Yeah.
That was my
And if this is not applicable to you, then don't get offended. But maybe I should just type it in the chat, and then the people that can read is not going to get offended.
Alive.
Then we can
is
solve
his name Alive Inside?
Reading is for
I don't
nerds,
read
but you're
Ebonics no more, Carrie.
You're on YouTube, which is a platform made by a nerd. So keep getting left behind, making these nerds rich because you're stupid and you don't want to read. It's kids in other countries risking their lives to go to school. They go through the most dangerous environments to go to school.
Hold on, wait.
And I'm educated, and I'm more offended because I am offended. You know why I'm offended? I'm offended because I keep on getting grouped in the same group with y'all because I look like y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Because every time I got to show motherfuckers that I can read, you know what I'm saying? Because people automatically associate us because we got the same skin color.
Well, here's what I'll say regarding the reading part. I get it, the frustration of it. But let's figure somebody who was in the second grade, was in the third grade, was in the fourth grade, and was moved to the next grade and the next grade and the next grade, and was not able to read on that level, but got pushed through. And now they're in middle school, and now they're in high school, where you get called on in class, where other students are mean as all outdoors if you can't read in front of them. And now they're 16, 17, and they can't read. And so you keep going, and now you're 21, you're 22, you're 23, you're 24, and you still can't read. You've managed to get through, but you still can't read. Some of these comments may very well be defense mechanisms.
How are they able to type the comment, but they can't read, Carrie?
Because what happens on your phone when you type, Anton?
No. Carrie. If you can't read, you shouldn't be.
See, stop.
Carrie said they're using talk to text.
Yeah, go off camera.
Y'all talking into your microphone.
That's why you laughing, because you know it's true.
No, I'm laughing at you. My
you
point
know
is
it's
this.
true, Carrie.
My point is this. My point
Carrie,
is
how are they able to type us a comment if they can't read?
Huh? How are they able to type a comment if they can't what? If they can't read?
Yes.
Well, okay, let's also
they can read, they just can't read good.
That's what I'm saying. Let's also clarify.
Hey, stop. Nope. You can't say you can't read good as you can't read well. Thank you. Continue.
I'm thinking that when we're saying people can't read, there is a level that they can read at is very, very low. Maybe a first grade level, second grade level.
When I say
maybe
can't read,
lower.
Carrie, when I say can't read, Carrie, I'm figuratively speaking and saying that they can't read well.
Okay,
That's
and
fair?
that's fair. And what
Because they read well enough to be able to type in the chat.
But they have to but they have to be able to read, Carrie, because most of the country before, college was a thing, people had a 6th grade education, and if you got up to the 6th grade, you could read pretty good.
Not necessarily.
Pretty
Like
well.
you would
That's right.
you would be surprised at how much of our just day-to-day life is really on a very low reading level. Like you can really get by with in life.
Carrie, but once you become an
A
adult,
low
what I'm saying is you have to take responsibility and ownership into your own hands. If you still if you are still not able to read well, but we criticize the idea that somebody is concerned about you reading well because we know that it's going to affect everything that you do in your life. Is this a defense mechanism because people are offended at the idea that they can't read well and so they start to get mad at it? Or is this, you see what I'm saying? Like, I need to understand it because I don't know if I need to have tough love. I don't know if I need to be sympathetic and read with niggas and start a channel, read with Anton, and then we need to go through it.
but look at
I'm
yeah,
serious.
but I'm
laughing, but I'm serious. What is it that I need to do to bring niggas up to
I'm
speed so
telling
that we
you,
can read well?
I mean, I'm not telling you what the facts are. I'm saying like even that the dude's comment, as ignorant as it really was, it may very well be coming from a space of defense or just straight up ignorance. And there are a lot of people who are adults who can't read well, and for many, I would assume that one, there's an intimidation. Like, okay, I can't. I'm 42. If I'm,
Look at that comment.
but I've heard that before, and if I've heard that before, and if
Why
you
not
don't
just
have,
find something
if
you
you
like
don't
to
have
read?
somebody to tell you that you, that's what I was gonna say. If you don't have somebody to tell you, you can find something to read that's of interest to you. If you don't have somebody saying that to you, but you have somebody clowning, talking about reading, and like you don't know how to read this, that, and the third, it's much easier for me to be like, man, reading is boring, than for me to be like, I can't read well. How can I read better?
Listen, I bet you if we said restriction on pussy until you can read to the next level.
Everybody will learn how to
8 books
read.
a day, nigga.
Everybody will learn how to read. This is
I'll
the
read the whole
problem.
Bible.
This is
They
the
nigga.
don't learn how to
problem.
read till they go to prison. Then they all of a sudden
I'm
it
just
takes
saying,
for them to
look
read.
at
It
all
takes for them to go to
like
prison.
I'm not. I get it. Like I'm. Chris Rock said, you want to hide something from black people, put it in a book. Like I totally get all of the clowning from it. But I'm just saying, if we really want to dig into why, we might have to be for real about it. Like my aunt, she's a retired teacher now, but she did a whole bunch in the space of literacy, and a lot of the programs that she created for young kids to learn how to read, she found that a lot of the kids' parents were wanting to be a part of these programs. Like I said, you probably would not believe how many adults really can't read well, and they've been able to go on through life, and a lot of them probably don't even really know, like, how do I learn how to read better? Some of us might be like, obviously you just start reading, or you go do this or do that. But for people who can't do it, who are they going to go ask without being clowned? Who are they? If you, even if you wanted to level up, you gotta go tell somebody or go do, like, I don't know. I'm
You
just
have the internet. The internet is it. It's the level up.
I'm not saying it to make an excuse. I'm just saying I can understand where you can have people who are knocking it once they get to a certain age. Now that said, I agree with Slimmy. I think that there's really no point in talking about college if you're not going to talk about what's happening before there.
The problem
And
is
then
we aren't valuing education.
Mm-hmm.
We don't value that shit, man. We said this like a couple weeks ago with that Doge team. Well, that might be a month ago now. With that Doge team shit, we do not value education. And what Carrie is saying, I mean, she trying to defend some of these folks, but in all reality, this is the real. I come from the fucking hood. I come from the hood. These motherfuckers, if
They
you
talk
even
just like
acted,
those
if
people in
you
the
if
chat.
no, fuck all that. No. If you showed any signs of being intelligent, you were fucking just destroyed. They acted like being smart
Acting like the
was a
chat.
bad thing.
Yes.
Acting like the chat.
They
You're a
acted like being
nerd.
smart was a bad thing. I'm not talking about being a nerd.
Mhm.
I'm not even
That's
talking
what
about
they're
being a nerd.
saying.
I'm talking about if you acted like you had some fucking sense. Like if even if you were reading a fucking comic book, motherfuckers would start laughing at you. Like, what kind of shit is this? And now years later, we talking about black men not attending. We not to college yet. This is before college. Motherfuckers is teasing you in fucking grade school if you act like you're smart. Not act if you show any signs of intelligence. So how could you get to college? How can we get to that part? We don't even value grade school. You get teased for being smart. You get teased. So yeah, when we get all the way to now, motherfuckers in the chat want to troll. But in real life, it was the role reversal. They trolled you. They trolled you for being smart. They trolled you. And
And
it
you know
doesn't
what?
make no sense. It makes no sense. Like how we getting all the way on to the point where we talking about men ain't attending college. This been a thing.
I seen this was a long time ago, right? And I'm trying not to laugh, but it is sad as hell. Because I remember my homeboy, well, it wasn't my homeboy, it was my brother's homeboy. He was older than me. And he had been in the hood all of his life or whatever. And so he finally decided that he wanted to get his life together. And he had came over, and this was back when you actually went and got Slimmy. Okay. This was actually when it's sad as hell. It's sad as hell. He came over and he had a bunch of different job applications. And so, my brother was like, all right, man, like let's get it popping or whatever. And so he filled out one. Man, the motherfucker couldn't even really write his name, bro. That's the honest to God truth on everything. He could not write his fucking name. He was the funniest nigga in the hood, but what I realized in hindsight was that he developed the capping, right? He developed the quick-witted, yo, I'm a cap on you. Oh man, your shoes is turned over type shit. He developed that as a defense mechanism of the fact that he could not read and he could not write his own fucking name, bro. This is the honest to God truth. It was the saddest thing that I've ever seen in my entire life. As a younger guy, as you know, I'm 6 and 7 years younger than my two oldest brothers. And I was like, God damn. Honestly, this is what I think. Because, I always like to be solutions oriented, especially at the end of the show once I said a lot of dumb shit. I think we need to segregate schools to where it need to be boys go to school and girls go to school separately.
Facts.
I personally would mandate that we separate boys from girls in school, that they would not go to school together all the way up and through high school. I think
schools that they're currently doing that at, like boys, they it was like 86%, like 80-some wild percent do recess.
You said what now? Say that again, Quentin.
Like more boys' schools, like it's more as they do recess more than like anything else.
See, the first thing that they say is "you gay."
But boys and girls like
just says you gay.
boys and
What
girls
is-
like different
what does that have
things.
to do with your-
So why
nigga,
not?
you can't read. Now what?
Well, no, but Anton,
And you
most of
wrote
the
you
people
gay
say,
with the U, nigga. You didn't even say YOU.
but a lot of people,
Nigga, you said nah. Let me
said
find
they
that comment
agree.
again.
But a
Let me
lot
see
of
something.
people say they said they agree with that. So
No. This ain't for the people that agree with me. It's for this nigga. The nigga that said reading is boring. Nigga said you gay with the U, nigga.
Carrie is trying to do her job.
And you a dummy. And you a dummy.
because
And you dumb.
I went
And you
to
don't, and you
I
don't know
went
how
to
to, and nigga, you don't know how to tell time, nigga, without the actual numbers on your clock, nigga. How about that? How
Not a
about that,
digital.
nigga? Nigga, how about
I thought in my junior class in my white people schools, when I started liking to read is when I can read a book and not read all the words. It was a speed reading class, and they taught us how to just read certain parts of paragraphs. I read books like that.
nigga, what time is it without looking at your phone?
I'm still stuck on that clock. I'm over here in my head like Lord head.
No, nigga. What time is it without looking at your phone, nigga?
What does that mean?
They can't tell
he's
time on
crying, he's saying people can't tell time on a
They don't
a
know
clock
an
that's
analog
not
clock.
digital.
Oh, okay. Like who has those kind of clocks? Who has? What are we saying right now? Yeah,
you know why we have to do all of this? Let's be for real. Let's have a real conversation. Do you know why we have to have all of this technology? Because these niggas is handicapped.
No, that's not it. It's because niggas
Yes, it
is smart as
is,
fuck,
dog.
and they just
Listen,
come up with anything. What you mean?
Technology is a substitute for handicap motherfuckers. That's what
But
it is, bro.
They
Nigga,
did.
have you
I read
ever
a
seen
study.
somebody with an analog? No. You ever seen somebody with a regular watch on, and every time you ask them time, nigga, they look at their phone?
That's just normal. I do that shit too all the time.
No,
No, I can look at the sun.
Get the fuck out of here, Meek. I'm
technology.
out. Nigga, I look at the sun. It's 7:34.
You can though.
Technology.
Because you can't do it. Yes, you can.
So if somebody asks you for the time, you go outside and look at the sun?
I can go outside. I guarantee you I can get pretty close to the time.
Do you do that? Or you?
Yeah, I do that all the time. That's how I do it. That's how
I don't need pretty close to the time.
That's how I wake up in the gym in the morning. I go out to my back.
You can't tell what time it is.
Yeah, I go out to my backyard.
No, I'm not saying
hold on.
can
Based
you.
off
I'm
of what
saying,
time
are
the
you
sun
saying
set.
that's what you'll do if somebody walks up? If somebody asks you for the time
I hate you, dude.
inside, you'll walk outside?
No, I just look up.
That's so dumb.
She said I'm outside. If I'm outside,
You can tell what time of the day it is by looking at how like
and
the
I'll say
sunset.
it's probably
if you know
about,
what time the sun set, if you know what time the sun rises,
the word. You said the time of the day.
I'm not talking about can you. I thought she said I don't look at my watch. I look at the sun. Like I thought you said it like that's where you go for your main source of what time is it.
Oh no,
I'm not saying can you.
I was just saying you don't even have to look at the thing. You can just look at the sun.
Okay, I was like, wait,
I do it a lot.
I misunderstood that too. I'm like, wait, what?
Oh no,
you just go outside and look. You don't gotta watch or nothing.
No, but Anton is saying people just directly go to the phone, and I'm like, if you outside, you can literally look
habit,
up.
not because they can't tell time, Anton.
No,
some people they can't read a watch.
There's a lot of people that don't know how to read a watch.
They can't read a watch. They can't read a clock.
But yet again, I get the clowning. I do, because we're of a certain age. But if you're brought into this world at a certain point, I don't know what they teach in terms of clocks. Like I have a little plastic clock for my kids that they learn how to tell time on the regular old school clock. I don't know what they do in schools now. I don't know if you weren't taught how to. Just hear me out.
My daughter was not taught how to write cursive. I taught her how to write cursive. It starts at home.
We got that, but you didn't say that yet. We didn't get to that yet, which I'm glad you're saying, because that was going to be a point.
Yeah, but Carrie, I'm not waiting on anybody. Listen, I
No,
anticipated at some point in my life that I was going to go over to China. You know what I started doing? Started teaching myself Mandarin.
no,
Look,
Anton.
we have so much technology today to where there is no excuse why somebody cannot find a video, find something free, go to Udemy, go to YouTube University, go get you a fucking to the library, go get some, what did they call those courses that they used to have, them audio courses? Rosetta Stone.
I'm
You can
not,
go get
hold on.
I'm not making excuses. I'm saying like
This
if
nigga
you
said
say,
cursive is not important.
And
But
he
that's
keep typing it.
handwriting.
but but
That's very
but
important.
okay, but y'all, if he
Hold on, hold
never
on,
mind.
hold on.
Let
So
me
hold on,
let me
wait. People are in the chat also talking about how do you tell it per minute? Technically,
You
your
can.
They make
actual
clocks that
time
have
is
all of
actually
that
not a
on
real
there.
thing. Like it's just you're just
Time
But
is
using
a
for a
social.
children's
that's
clock,
irrelevant.
the
you're
Time
numbers
is
are
a
on there.
social
They
using
teach
construct.
you.
you
Wait,
don't
listen,
need
listen,
that.
listen. The
All you
point
need is
is
the actual what's going on.
the point is
You
that
got a flight to
there's
catch.
too many black men dummies walking around, and Carrie is making excuses for them.
I don't think so.
I'm not making any excuses. I am explaining my opinion on how I think a lot of them are currently how they are. And the unfortunate thing is you can go through life right now and you can technically say cursive is not important
Nope.
until you
Yes,
listen to
if
what I'm
you
saying.
are, if
Oh
you
my
listen,
God.
just
If
because
you could let me finish, just let me finish. A lot of the things that you're calling people out on, you can go for a substantial amount of time and it's not important. You can go
Yeah.
for a long time and cursive is not important. Your
you're
signature,
wrong,
I'm okay, so how am I wrong? When do
just
you
because
need,
just
and it
because you're
doesn't mean I agree with it, Anton, but tell me why I'm
just
wrong.
because you're existing and you're surviving and you're making it through life because nobody takes your life from you, just because you fail at everything that you do, but you're just stumbling through life,
Who
doesn't
said
mean that you're
that?
actually, huh?
Somebody who
She's
doesn't
talking
know
about
cursive
cursive.
doesn't mean that they're failing at everything.
That's one example, Carrie. But if you
But
can't
that's what we're
fucking tell
Okay.
time on a clock, if you can't read past the
that's
third grade level, yes, you can still exist in the same way. But the fact of the matter is, you're never going to be able to thrive.
that's not true.
It
That's what
is
I'm
true.
it's not true. That's what I'm telling you, Anton. There are people who cannot read well and they're you can thrive blue collar. How
Jesus
much do you
Christ.
need to read? Why are you
Carrie,
saying Jesus
though, what I'm
Christ?
trying to say now is that
I'm not
those
trying to be
blue,
funny,
listen,
but
listen,
go
listen, listen,
ahead.
Carrie, those fucking blue collar jobs are going away, is what I'm saying. Yes, they are.
And you're proving my point. That's why I just said a lot of the things that you are naming, you can go for a substantial period in time without it becoming an issue. And that's what I'm
It
saying.
is always, that's not true. Just because you're surviving does not mean that it's not still going to be an issue. Listen,
I'm
anytime that you have to subsidize or you have to divert away from the fact that you can't read or hide the fact that you can't read in order to survive, because I'm gonna just be honest with you, there's a lot of people that fake their resumes. It's a lot of people that faked a lot of the things in order to even be able to get some of the jobs that they got. So it's not that they're surviving, it's that they finessing. It's a difference. It's a lot of people that's adding shit to their resumes. It's a lot of people that's acting like they can read. They're not really surviving at all. These motherfuckers are existing on government handouts. They sleeping on motherfuckers' couches. They finessing the
that's
jobs.
not
I'm telling you the truth. Listen,
you
if you had to truly get by on your own merits and really be able to say yes, no, maybe so, or whatever, a lot of these motherfuckers would be homeless in the streets of California asking you for change.
What? I have a question.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. The finessing to be able to get by is going away. You are not going to be able to survive anymore especially with the we're making leaps and bounds technologically to be able to filter through the people that can and can't. Even some of the jobs that are blue collar, you have to have a technical skill set to be able to operate some of the machinery, to be able to do some of the blue collar jobs, to be able to even get past a certain stage. Even filling out an application, you can't fill out a regular application no more. You can't do the same things anymore. Most of the things you have to do, you got to go through a technical recruiter. You have to actually have a resume. You have to have a LinkedIn profile. You have to be able to get through these things. And in order for us to survive, and it's moving faster than ever before, we are going to see more people falling behind, trying to survive and thinking that they can still get through. It's not going to work the same way that it used to, where people were finessing their way into the opportunities that they had. It's not going to work.
Go ahead, Quentin, because you wanted to say something.
No, you're on. You go. You got it.
But you're saying what I just was saying. Like, you're kind of proving what I'm implying here, which is, I get it. It's going to change, but it hasn't changed. And there is a lot of time between the change and people never learning how to read well, how to write in cursive, how to read a certain type of a clock. The fact of the matter is, you can go far, pretty far, without having to have those skills. Now, I'm not saying that to mean don't have them. I'm saying I was really bringing that up because we keep clowning people. Even though they're coming ignorantly, we're clowning people. And what I'm saying is, if we really want to change it, then we probably should really understand how it is in that space.
No, it's not. No, we not. Carrie. Okay. The people, we just now gotten to the point where we clowning people. The people that are clowning people, Slimmy already identified it. The people that are clowning people is the stupid people that's clowning the smart people that's saying that you need to learn how to read. Those are the people that are clowning.
Okay, Slimmy, let me ask you this. Because here's what I don't think. I think it's gotten worse, but I don't think that literacy, especially for Black boys, has ever been extremely high. And I could be totally wrong. This is 100% just my assumption. But Slimmy, the people you're talking about from back in the day who clown people who were especially guys that were smart or looked like they were smart. Do you think the people who were clowning were smart? Or do you think the people who were clowning were probably having their own educational struggles?
I think it was a mix. Like some dudes on the street, they was smart.
Not but smart in terms of intellect, but in terms of
in education.
That's why I said educational. Yeah, because a lot of people are smart but can't read well. So I want to be clear there too.
Nah, in the streets they might have been smart, but like they weren't even going to class.
I don't understand that. What do you mean by smart but can't read well?
What people?
I'm gonna tell you this: drug dealers know math way better than me because the way they cook out ounces and quarter ounce and how many times a pint go into an ounce and sell some weed, nigga. I'll be like, nigga, what? Let me get my calculator out.
That's because they go and learn it though, so you can be taught math.
They probably looked that up. But that's what I'm saying.
I would not say that just because somebody can't read well means that they are not intelligent at all in any space. I wouldn't just be like, you can't read, so therefore you are dumb.
Carrie, you the problem. That's why these motherfuckers don't feel compelled to go and get an education.
But you keep trying.
All of these niggas think they R. Kelly.
You keep trying to take.
They can just write a song without being able to learn music. Like, they think that they Floyd Mayweather. Nigga, you not Jay-Z. You're not R. Kelly. You're not Floyd Mayweather. You're not an anomaly. Nigga, you a basic motherfucker with no skill set, and you need to get yourself a goddamn education so that you can be able to survive and thrive in society. You not them. Y'all not them. You are not the savant. You are not the anomaly. You are not the nigga that can see numbers in your dreams and be able to figure shit out. You are not Goodwill Hunting, nigga.
First of all, let me be clear because
you are John Johnson, nigga. And you need to get your goddamn education on, because if you can't, you're gonna survive. You're gonna suffer, dog. These niggas is not that. Stop telling me I know some nigga. You not him. You not him. And when we start to figure out that we not the nigga that they promote in order to keep you dumb, having you thinking that you can make it. You're not the blind side. You're not him. You none of those shits. You are a regular motherfucker, and you in here with the rest of us. And if you don't figure out how to read, nigga, at the very basic level, you done. You're done.
Well, are you finished?
No, I hate these niggas.
That nigga said no.
Because I'm tired of people using examples of shit that's not relatable.
I have a question. What does reading well mean exactly? Like, what level are we speaking about?
Whatever level you on. I guess. I mean, why would it?
A lot of people are at a third grade level.
Whatever level you on, I guess you.
Carrie was about to say something.
What level do you need to be able to read at just to make it to the end of life?
If I start talking, Anton gonna cut me off again, so I ain't gonna say nothing.
Nah, Carrie want to get offended because we talking about reading.
I'm not offended.
Well, you've been cutting her off,
you keep cutting me off, and you're taking
those
two wine glasses
you're taking what I'm.
You gotta let her land though, Anton.
You're taking what I'm saying, and then you're going to your conclusion, almost like I'm saying, "Hey, this is the scenario, so let them be," or "Hey, this is the scenario, so you don't have to learn how to read. You don't have to learn these skills." I'm saying, understand it. I don't know why people seem to think that when you delve into something, that means you're excusing something. You're understanding it. And so to me, the biggest thing here is home. Is home. If we want to really talk about solution, it's home. It's catching people when they're real young. Once they're adult level, it's gonna be hard, because unless, to your point, somebody really decides that they want to do something different, and they want to chance going up against hearing somebody like you clown them, they might have to live out their life the way it is. I can't really speak to that. That's an internal thing. I'm just saying, if we understand how somebody gets to 25, 26, and they can't read well, they can't tell time how you said, and they can't write in cursive, you have to go back to where that would have started. And many people might land on that starts at school, and I get it. But to me, it starts at home.
Well, the thing is, like, this is gonna go back to like other things we've been saying. It's too many broken homes for that to happen.
Which is why I understand the notion of the schools, because every kid doesn't have the luxury of a mom or a dad or both who's going to sit down and just read to them each night. So you do have to put a lot of the pressure or the ownership, unfortunately, on schools. But even still, to your point, Slimmy, you got to look back at elementary level. You can't start looking at why y'all not going to college, why y'all dumb niggas this and that and the third, and you gotta look at what's happening. How did little Johnny get from kindergarten to the 6th grade and he can't read on a 1st grade level? How did that happen?
But this
the
also
teachers
goes.
are passing them
I'll
on.
tell you how it happened.
But this is
the
this
teachers
is
are
how,
passing them
this
on.
is how it
Which
fucking
then
happened.
goes to
Yes,
no
another
child left behind.
Facts.
That's
right,
how it fucking
exactly.
happened.
Which gets to another issue.
But y'all,
before you even get there,
hold on. But you guys, so here in Maryland, Baltimore is one of the worst, right? But the thing about it is, you can, as a parent, request that your child be held back. A lot of these parents don't show up for the PTA meetings. They don't show up for. So even if the parent is not teaching them, they're still not very proactive in what their child is doing anyway.
But that speaks to what Slimmy was saying, that a lot of these kids are, well, I guess you could not be in a broken home and your parents still are not active. So it might not even just be broken homes. Let's just call it inactive parents. So what do you do with those scenarios?
Well, that's why I said, even if the parent, meaning 1, 2, whatever, isn't teaching them, if the parents aren't very active, they're not seeing what they're not reading and doing anyway. So
you look at the test scores and the reading scores, and you build
they
the
don't come to the
prisons
PTA
accordingly.
meetings. They're not involved. They're not involved in any type of way. They leave a child to make decisions for themselves, right? Like, if I know you're not going to check if I'm doing work or not, I'm just going to do what I want to do. So it's revolving back down to a whole thing. But let's just move it on to adulthood. Okay, your childhood was jacked up. As an adult, you can fix that. At 18, why aren't you learning to read?
The prison system benefits off of it, because you can't read They take those test scores, those reading scores, they build the prisons accordingly, and that's what happens.
And
9 times out of 10. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Slimmy.
no, like it just goes back to the culture.
And so, yeah, it doesn't
Our
matter if you
culture,
can't
our
read,
culture,
somebody gonna benefit off of it
our culture, our
financially.
culture. We don't value education. We gonna keep saying that. But the crazy
Mhm.
part is you can have and my dude, he a stand-up comedian, and he joke about this. He said he ain't never really had no parties. He made it through the Navy, birthday parties. He never really had none. But anytime his dad came home from jail, he had a party. We value the wrong shit. Like people
Mhm.
get celebrated for going to jail, being in jail, like all type of dumb shit that we celebrate, but we don't celebrate people graduating from college. Like it might be 30, 40 fucking people there when somebody have a graduation party sometimes. If that.
Some of these schools can't
Let a
even.
motherfucker go to the club. You got 100 people with you. You say
Some
you
of
gonna
these
go to a
kids
club, it's
can't.
100 people.
They can't even graduate 100 students from high school in some of these schools.
Yeah, it's
It's
fucked
it's a
up, man.
cultural problem. We don't value it. I grew up being teased because I liked to read. I was smart. It's not promoted.
Cap.
Certain cultures, certain communities, it's not promoted.
Yeah,
I went to a school with a daycare in it.
wow.
High school.
Sorry
That
to hear that. Sorry to
that's
hear
I
that.
know
insane.
dudes that won't turn on their super chats because they know they got to read them.
Well, the niggas
Some of
writing
our
it makes it
environments
real
aren't
hard
preparing
to
us
read
for it.
them.
It's not valued. It's just not valued.
Shit is crazy, man. Like that's what I'm saying. Like we can't. I mean, it sounds
Wait,
crazy,
hold
but
on. Wait.
we can't talk
Did
about
Anton
going to
just say
college.
people don't turn on their super
I
chat
was
because they got to
going to
read
say
them?
something to him, but then I don't know if I
Nah,
even believe
he meant
him.
that.
I don't know if he yaying us or not.
No,
So
he
I'm
probably not.
telling you the truth.
He probably not. He probably not
we
joking about
can't
that.
see your face, so we don't know if you serious or not.
I was like, what? Hold on.
Say it
What?
again. Say it
I
again.
know.
Oh yeah, he clowning.
I'm
I
not
heard it a
clowning.
little
You
bit.
know what they said? They told me they gonna do. They said that they was gonna get one of them automatic reader machines. You know how when a super chat come through and announce it and it say such and such said.
See,
I'm
see,
telling you the truth.
Oh
see.
yeah.
That's what they said that they gonna get.
This nigga trolling. Man.
You see what I'm
And these
saying?
people have
He
children.
gotta
They
be trolling.
reproduce.
I,
Somebody in
They
the chat
reproduce
might really want to
themselves.
let us know that
I'm not trolling.
like Mika said. I don't know why I'm looking at my phone, but like Mika said, if you are not able to read well and you're an adult, you still can learn. You can learn to improve your reading. There are so many different ways. There's apps, there's
Carrie
tutors,
don't
there's
fuck with
tons of
y'all.
videos on YouTube. My aunt has a program.
Carrie
There's
ain't
so many
fucking with y'all.
different things.
Carrie don't
What
give a fuck about y'all.
what kills me is like
I think Anton's being ostentatious.
What's
And
that? Oh, what's that? How about that,
Quentin,
Joe?
you know they don't understand what you're saying, babe.
Spell that. How you spell that?
We don't know.
it is
We don't
after
know.
1 a.m.
We
Ostentatious.
don't know.
Ostentatious. Well,
I
yes,
wrote
I
down the word on
do.
Tuesday. I
It's
wrote down the
okay.
other
Sorry,
word.
I was being showy. It means pretentious. That's probably better.
Now that's
And
showing off.
listen, they think that I'm upset because
Don't
they
get too
can't read.
facetious.
Why you're not hurting me because you can't read. What's wrong with
And it's
you?
like some of y'all be so pro-black, but it's like, didn't the ancestors die trying to become literate and read and write for y'all not to value it?
Molly,
Nope.
you never
Listen,
cut off my
reason
stuff.
that they produced Chat GBT is so niggas wouldn't have to do they wouldn't have to type in their questions no more. Talk.
That's why y'all get
Technology.
finessed with these contracts and they take
That
all
is a
y'all
fact.
money because
That
y'all
is a
can't
fact.
read them.
That is a
Okay,
fact.
Y'all
so
get all
yeah.
this money, can't read the contract, get finessed, and want to get out your contracts.
I think a lot of people. I think a lot of
Nah,
people are lazy. They just don't want to read
Yeah, I was
content.
about to say because that's not true.
that's different.
Because
I
That's
agree.
It's not
different.
No,
different.
they're not
Listen,
that hard to
No,
understand.
believe it
no,
or
no,
not.
no, no, no.
No, no,
People are
I
legal.
lazy.
agree with Molly,
It's
but I
legal.
think
One
It's
mic,
legal
y'all. One
jargon.
mic.
Fuck that. Ain't no
Mm-mm.
one
It's
mic.
legal jargon in there that's intentionally
It's
put in
not.
there
I
so you
It's
agree
can't
with
not.
Molly,
understand.
but I think it's
Listen,
I agree,
also
but I
they're
also
lazy.
think that people don't read because a bunch of people
most
sign up for all types of services. You even your cell phone, you probably didn't read your contract.
most
I did.
people.
It took a
All right,
long
well,
time though. I had the
Listen,
phone.
if
I
you
still
can
had the
read,
phone already.
if you can read at a college level, you can pretty much read any contract and realize that you're getting finesse, nigga. It ain't enough legal jargon in the world that I wouldn't be able to read and say, what? What are you talking about? Like
That,
come on, man.
that
Y'all keep making
perpetuity be getting
excuses.
them.
Just keep being
I'll
dumb.
have a vulnerable moment.
It's gonna be people
I
who can read
dropped
and who
out of
can take
middle
advantage of
school,
you.
and I do pretty well for myself.
Well, we're not talking about you then, Quentin. We're talking about the average low income person who is out here struggling and in
That's
their
rude. That's
environment
rude, kid. Why do you laugh?
is not valued. Of course you can make it.
No,
You can read,
Not
all
no income.
these extreme words in the dictionary. We
Okay.
know you can read. We're not
So
talking about you.
this just popped up on my Instagram. It says there's a groundbreaking study has revealed that just 2 weeks without internet access can significantly improve cognitive function, effectively reversing up to 10 years of cognitive decline. It is
Reading does that. Reading strengthens your brain. This is a fact. This is
And doing
science.
cursive helps with your motor skills.
Oh, listen, I don't give a fuck no more. Just let people do
nigga, you drank too much wine,
Y'all
nigga.
can let Chat GPT do everything for y'all and lose y'all brain cells because you're not using them.
well, first of all, pause
And
on
y'all
that
gonna have
because you
dementia.
you 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 have to
Oh
use
Lord,
your
you done
brain
came for
cells to
Ricky.
use Chat GPT. So that don't come for Chat GPT,
No,
Molly.
no,
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 we know you
no.
can
No,
read, Carrie. We're talking
but
about these
We
people
don't know if Carrie can
who
read
need
that
it's their
well.
crutch.
We don't know.
Anton, we
read
tried to
Chat
let her read. You
GPT
didn't
all
want to let her
the
read
time.
the
What you
super chat.
mean?
No, she's
anti
repeating what
hating.
Chat GPT is saying to her. We don't know shit. We don't know. Carrie may be illiterate as fuck.
Ah,
Anti
shit, Gary.
hating. Rita kicked him out of his big chair.
No, I had to move my
That
computer over
nigga
here.
Anton is two shades to the wind. Is that what the little say?
I had to move my computer over here because I had to plug it in because it was on the last 10%. That's irrelevant. But that's okay though. Like I said,
Still irrelevant, nigga.
that's all right. I don't care. Nigga, don't read. Don't make no difference to me. Not
We
gonna
got
make
Webster over
Like
here.
I'll tell you this is probably the most embarrassing moment I've ever had in my life with
don't
fourth
say
grade.
it then. Don't say it.
No, I'm gonna say it. It was the
Oh,
fourth grade spelling bee, and they told me to spell ethnic, and I said EFFIC.
And you've been reading
I got out on
dictionary champ ever
hesitate.
since.
I got out on hesitate, Quentin.
Yeah, man, I was like, that shit was ghetto as fuck for me to spell it like that. Like, no TH, no N, or nothing.
I got a question. If you're talking about the courts, is it judicial or judiciary branch?
I didn't say ethic. I said ethnic, nigga.
You're so stupid.
Isn't
Yeah,
it the
nigga,
look at that. Now they
judicial
he
saying
can't
that
read.
branch?
He didn't even know that was a word.
It's the
now they
judicial
saying
branch,
now they
right?
saying that they
Isn't it?
hate the English language.
I thought
Oh,
it was the judicial
See, I told
branch.
you
Is
Carrie
that
couldn't
wrong?
fucking read.
I thought it was judiciary.
okay.
It's ju- no.
I'm just asking because people were arguing about Jasmine Crockett saying the judiciary branch. So I'm just like,
Okay, let's be
I
clear.
thought it was
Like I
judicial.
heard Andrew Tate say this, and he studies a
Judicial.
lot of languages, and he said the English language he still doesn't know it to this day. It's so hard.
Because
My
it's a
aunt's
mixture of
program
because
used
several
to be
different
yeah.
called
languages together.
English spelling stinks
Yeah,
because
it's the
English is
hardest language to
difficult. It is.
learn.
It is.
Because
That's
it's
But
because
they're
Latin.
gonna say we're making an excuse. So don't
no,
say
that's
anymore,
no.
Quentin.
I can tell you from a person that speaks Latin, it's because it doesn't mean actually what it means. Like in every other, like most Latin languages, it either like is or it isn't. In English, you got second words, you got a
I mean,
maybe, a so like You can't find
Yeah.
these words in other languages.
Do y'all see the videos of that dude who does like the spelling and he'll be like, no. Have y'all seen those videos?
Yep.
He's like, how do you say?
Mhm.
I'm
Like
gonna send it to y'all.
why like knife? Why is it knife? Like what the fuck is knife?
But it's not in English, like in, well, what is that called? Regular English.
Like that's
Old
so
English.
dumb. Why does knife have a K in it? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
This is gonna defeat the whole purpose of the conversation when you start doing shit like that. Let's don't do it.
Yeah, because we're gonna get
do it.
out.
The number
not
one
wanna
way
learn.
that men assert their intelligence on women is through humor. Just write that down.
Is what?
Through humor.
Their intelligence.
Yes, it's through humor.
Right, Slimmy. We don't want to give anybody any excuses.
Think
to
of
not
comedians.
Push
Comedians are
themselves.
fucking smart as fuck.
I don't know. Some of them don't even write down jokes.
But it's not about the jokes. It's just like truly funny people. They're intelligent as fuck. Like they're able to like to marry the real with the non-fiction and nonfiction and. Never mind. We went too deep over here. Continue.
I just think that's subjective. Like I don't think
These immigrants coming over here and learning how to read so they could take y'all spot.
You know what?
Well, y'all go to prison and then want to learn because you're in prison now. I ain't got nothing else to do.
Man, some of the stuff y'all be typing, man, is just that should be crazy, bro. Like you're not gonna say that to nobody's face, man. You're not gonna call no man feminine to their face. Y'all gotta chill with the stuff y'all be typing, bro.
The last dude, real talk, that said some off nigga shit in my face, they fucking got their fucking skull bashed in.
Chill, man. You shouldn't say stuff like that.
I'm just kidding. Like, nigga, the way y'all feel about me is like a fucking finesse. Nigga, I will fuck you up. And then you will be the nigga that got beat up by the gay guy, nigga.
No. No.
Don't be gay after I beat your ass, nigga.
No. Don't do that though. But don't do that. But what I'm saying is like you just not gonna say certain. The energy is not gonna be like that in person. So you're not gonna slip up and say what you feeling because you know you got to deal with a man to man. But when you type in that shit in the chat, it make you look soft because you know in real life you not saying that to a man. That's what's so weird about that shit, man. That shit is weird as fuck to me. Ain't nobody crashing out Sergio.
I am a
Hey, artifacts.
fucking monster in real life.
Let me read this super chats, bro. Because I ain't got nothing else to say.
I sure hope not. You said a lot already, my nigga. That side is gone.
Nah, people was saying some dumbass shit today. Like, come on, man. Somebody really typed reading is for nerds. And they gotta be like 30 plus. How is that an acceptable statement?
And we know that might just be your statement to defend yourself. You can beat that. You don't have to. You can beat it, and you don't have to let anybody know. You can go onto YouTube and look up videos by yourself. Work on it every single day. Read Dr. Seuss books. Read Dr. Seuss books. Read Bob books. Read what's the other book?
They can read these corn sites. They can read what they want to read. Y'all can
There's not a lot
use a
of reading
phone
on
and look up some corn.
Molly.
Nigga, they just got thumbnails, nigga. What you mean? There's a lot to read.
Green eggs and ham.
They weren't talking about me, Reggie. I'm not gonna even type that, but
It's
they
just
weren't talking about
lazy.
me.
If you don't want to read as an adult, you're lazy.
It wasn't about me at all. I'm saying like y'all not gonna type certain things.
And Audibles, go get you an account with Audible. Doing audio books while you read along with the book is good. There's
Carrie, you wasting your breath,
I wish
they
I could
don't want
send
to.
you.
They don't care.
I think
or when you get the little screen with the little ball.
Right, hip hop now.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. There's so many apps.
Yes.
Yes.
Go read some rap lyrics. That's about as
Lyrics
far as
are
it's gonna
good.
go.
It's
Lyrics are
cool. It's
good.
cool to be able to read. Okay, it's cool to be a geek. It's cool,
It's fundamental. It's words everywhere. Like, how do y'all
and
just
it's
don't
never
be
too
caring
late.
to learn?
It's never too
I
late.
think one thing about my kid learning the words, she thinks she can read my text messages now. She be going back and telling her mama.
She do be reading your text messages. You know it. That's exactly what she did for.
Oh, yeah, that's whack.
Carrie is
What
casting
does
her
that
pearls
word
amongst
mean,
swine.
Daddy?
Say what?
What?
Oh, I said Carrie was casting her pearls amongst swine. If they
Oh
think
wait,
reading
what?
is for nerds, they don't want to be a nerd.
You say pearl
The worst
necklace
thing you
among
could be in the
swine?
hood is a nerd.
Yeah, it's a
You could
biblical
kill all the
reference that
people you
says,
want.
"Never
Yeah, but
cast your pearls before swine." Me, I think y'all can figure it out.
Yeah.
Like a pearl necklace?
Don't worry about it, Quentin. Triggy says if she would give Flavor Flav a chance, I know I can. Hoffenheim says I don't want to end in a gulag like Mr. Robinson. Hoffenheim says, can we make bets that Q will have a third kid before he's married?
My
Christopher
nuts is snipped,
Spears.
nigga.
Chris Spears says I learned my lesson. Simping is always wrong. Hoffenheim says I wouldn't be surprised if Ye deletes himself. Live from the
That's sad.
Motherland says if he's going to be this anti-elitist kick on this anti-elitist kick, why wouldn't you find a black woman? How are you trying to fight the industry to help meet related with a help meet related to the small hats? Hoffenheim says, does someone remember when AD cut the whole stream for using the F word? Great times. Live from the Motherland says every single person who goes after the group of people who run the industry gets called crazy. He's coming at the celebs who shun him instead of backing him against the corpse. Rod says Kanye is not crazy. He is at war with evil at the highest level. J Mob Media controls media, music,
Facts.
fashion, everything, and y'all blind to see it. J Mob profits off the destruction of the black community.
That's a fact.
Majestic James says, Mika, I just want to say I love your new content and how you edit. There's just something about your voice I can listen to you while I drive.
Gracias.
Info says
Hell no.
still in his designs. That's a no. Live from the Motherland says, why wouldn't Kanye, as the creator, want a bigger share of the pie if they're making the bulk off of his intellectual property? That's Ye's point. They won't let non-small hats at the big boy table. Triggy says, what if Kanye is actually sane and we are the ones that's Jesus fucking Christ. I think Ye has seen and knows some shit and he's just trying to let us know Ye is Jesus.
Man, don't type stuff like that, bro.
Go ahead and agree with it, Slimmy.
Nah, I don't agree with that. Especially not that last part. You can't do stuff like that, bro.
Live from the Motherland says the A situation is exactly like Diddy's when you think about it. Diddy wanted a bigger stake against the Ciroc owners. Next thing you know, he got 170 cases. There's clearly a group controlling this game. Y'all so ignorant. Civ Design says, I agree, Anton. Ye think he's bigger than everyone. Mental issues. Narcissism multiplied by money and unchecked power. He craves attention, does it by saying the wildest things, being a contrarian. How do you shoot at everyone? Devin Braxton says, white man walked away from school first. That's always a white man first. It's a gender issue and not a race issue. You can make as much money with less debt going into trade schools. They can't read, big dog. Pierre says, just started the stream and AD is in the cleanest chair. Respect. Maury says, men learn from other men in educational trades that keep society functioning, Molly.
Facts.
Bo says, I'm a merchant mariner in the USA and an underwater welder in Kuwait.
That's
when
crazy.
I work in Kuwait, I make 5,000 Kuwaiti dinar a month, which is 16,000 USD, and $500 to $975 a day in the USA. I make more than all black men. Brian Fisher says men make more money without going to school. Jesus, Lord have mercy. Fade TV says, how much to sponsor Slimmy and Q boxing match? Charleston White as the ref, 2K Fatty and Angry Man as the judges. Anton, we don't ask for much, set it up. J Mill says, at least go to college to network at a minimum. Devin Braxton says, by the numbers, men still lead STEM, plain and simple. Live from the Motherland says, if you don't go for law or tech, etc., Most people don't have the money to go for an advanced education, so they go to trade. Less time, less debt. A pilot can make $300,000 a year. It's multiple ways to skin a cat. Man, ain't nobody going to be no fucking pilot, bro.
You ain't going to be what?
Pilot.
What do you mean?
Why are you saying that? We need more black pilots.
Is that bad? Are you saying
that was bad? One of the things that my mentor pushed.
I didn't say that it's bad. I said that that's not what they're going to school to be.
Okay, well, yeah, you're right.
But we can encourage it.
Still need I don't understand my best friend's a pilot, and you can actually go to pilot without going to like college. But he went to college to be a pilot. That was kind of confusing to me.
Live from the Motherland says, if you don't go for law or tech, most people don't have the money to go for advanced education, so they go to trade. Less time, less debt. Pilot. Oh yeah, I read this one.
Yeah, you just read that.
And pilots done on RIP made $300K a year. There's like a trajectory, like that's at the end of your career.
Offenheim says the only problem I have with college is that they become indoctrination camps for woke ideologies.
Facts.
MP says at the end of the day, it's all about your ability to earn wealth and provide. If you go down the college route, make sure it's in an industry or it's into an industry that you big to be in high demand for the next 23 to 30 years. Let's see what we got. Shout out to Captain Blue. Captain AD, you're wasting your breath. I'm a tugboat captain, and I've tried to get my brothers out here, and they're too worried about what's going on in the world and afraid they're going to miss something. Almost $200K job, but no one wants to start at the bottom. Shout out to you, family. Shout out to the Captain Blue. MP says going to be in the autocorrect. Going to be in the autocorrect is a mother effer.
I don't even know.
Lucid Experience says as of 2013, 12% of 8th grade black boys and 18% of 8th grade black girls are proficient in reading. As of 22, it's 17% overall. It's a community problem, but being deliberately targeted as a gender problem. Tony Techie Cyber, appreciate you. Chad from Moore says, better get the Hooked on Phonics. Better get the Hooked on Phonics collection. EHG Grid says Slimmy is 100% correct. You get labeled as a know-it-all, or you are white.
I'm white. Yep, that's what they told me. My whole
life. That was horrible.
I hated reading, but read at a college level by 5th grade. School favored girls, forcing boys to sit still, and I only enjoy reading if it helped me to reach a goal.
Fact.
Lucid Experience says a woman at the Pop the Balloon show made fun of a man because he looked like he wrote books. We can't be disingenuous and not act like there isn't a market out there for the labeled that labeled educated young men as unattractive. Ken says my pops came from Africa to the U.S., worked 2 jobs, went to school, got married, and juggled 2 kids. He graduated. He still graduated with a 4.0. Triggy says I think because Carrie and Q actually have kids, their level of compassion is different and give more realistic opinions. I got a kid too. What the fuck are you talking about? Divs Design says, sadly, some will be left behind as the world keeps moving or keeps evolving. Our culture pops up crap while other cultures strategize for the family's success. There's multiple paths to education, but we are not prepping our kids as well. Appreciate you, Civ Designs. Sub-Zero says, talented 10th, 1903, emphasized the necessity for higher education to develop the leadership capacity among the most able 10% of Black Americans in order to achieve political and civil equality. W.E.B. Du Bois. Mikey Mike shows says the only thing I'm offended by is the autism comment, especially being a father to a child with autism. I kind of expected more from you guys. Well, you shouldn't expect anything from us because we are degenerates on here talking on a platform, and I don't know what's going to come out of our mouth. And nobody knew that your kid was on the spectrum, bro. So if your kid is gay, should I be, all right, let me be quiet. Anyway.
And I was a teacher. I've worked with plenty of children with autism, so I feel qualified to speak about it. It's a problem.
I think he was talking about what I said.
Oh.
With the
I'm
needles.
about to say, who said something offensive about it?
No, because I said it was about vaccinations.
Anyways, MP says edibles hitting Mika hard. Anton caping? What?
What edibles?
Jay Mill says that Mika learned how to tell time in college.
Oh, he's talking about.
I was today. So wait a minute. Am I caping because I know around what time of the day it is based off of looking at when the sun sets? Anyways.
No, they was thinking something different, like what me and Carrie thought she was saying.
My family farms. in the state of Virginia. You can go
AR City
outside, look at the
says,
time.
I was today years old when I learned that time was real. I'm living in 900. I'm living in 900 like in the Bible. Talks to 2K says you can definitely thrive without an education. KL, the Wanderer, says growing up in school, if you wore glasses, people assume you were smart and be disappointed that you weren't as smart as they thought. And talk shit, but you can always learn or try to learn. Life is learning. The Marcus Reed says 80, give me at least 3 books he would suggest every man read. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, David Goggins, You Can't Hurt Me, and the Bible.
The Psychology of Money is
the Bible. Aerosmith, he says a pint of weed is insane. 6 foot 8 the school system is chewed up. Black people need to improve their reading comprehension. Stop making it slowly a black man thing. Devin Braxton says, Carrie, you are right. You're trying to solve for the problem while Anton is just pointing the finger. No, nigga, I said, let me be quiet.
Oh, yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
That's
I don't
crazy.
Care if
that is crazy.
Now it's going to be a personal issue. Fuck it. Aaron L. says, my 5-year-old son reads at a 4th to 5th grade level, does order of operation math problems, self-taught piano and trumpet in 5 languages, 3 fluently. He's a beast. Shout out to Aaron L. Captain Blue says they can't read, but they can play an Xbox or PS5.
Facts all day, nigga. Fuck you.
Being from North Philly, I've been clowned for being the nerd that's into tech plenty of times. Those same people are the ones that have called me for bail money or asked if I can write a character letter to the judge. Oh, now you need a square. Facts. Bo says, ask Molly how many kids she passed along. KL the Wanderer says we also have to be considerate that people may have or had a learning disability. So I agree with Carrie. I had a 2-parent household and learning things was a pain in the ass for in school, but the key is to keep trying. Civilab says reading in the future may be immaterial because of iconography, symbols instead of words. Oh my God. Some ninjas still count on their fingers, says Rob. Josh says, I are smart. Reggie Lewis says, most teachers are super lazy and will diagnose your child with ADHD or place them in remedial classes because they don't have patience.
Smart.
Chris J says, Carrie should open up a school, SKOOL, if she passionate about teach kid to learn to read.
What?
No, don't laugh. This is a Carrie moment.
He trolling.
Says, huh?
The Wagoneer just texted me.
What'd she say?
She wants to know what it's like if I put my penis in soda.
AR Smitty says if you're 18 and can't read, you barbecue chicken, homie. Devastator says schools get more money for kids in special education. The leader says, yo, Anton, just because you can study Mandarin Orange when you in China don't mean we are stupid. Reading is hard, bro. I don't even know a Rosetta Stone. Oh God, I don't even know if he was trolling or if he was serious, but
well, he was trolling.
I think he was trolling.
You don't know. That's the thing. You don't know. Bob Brown says Slimmy is 100% correct. I went to college 4 years and graduated cum laude. Never received a dime from anyone for tuition, books, let alone a party. Comparable with my brother.
Cum loud.
Okay. Comparable. I didn't graduate to that. I didn't get to that level. Comparable to my brother, has been to jail 4 times, and each time the family kept money on his books, tallied up bail money, and he gets the party. Every time he comes home, we value the wrong stuff. Shout out to Fi Brown. Eric Simmons, CV, says Synagogue of Satan. The small has biblical revelations. Lucid Experience says the grammatical errors in these super chats are crazy, even for me. Damn. Hoffenheim says, you still on 8:21 a.m. here in Switzerland. Shout out to everybody that held us down. We appreciate y'all. Any final thoughts? I can get back on camera, but I didn't basically slumped up in my chair. So at this point, I'm just on the fucking floor.
Yes, as somebody said, you can always keep learning.
I am literally on the floor.
Man, what is going on, man?
All I'll say is continue to think
What
that
is wrong
reading
with
is
him
for.
tonight?
I told you I was on the
You see
floor.
his head?
That's all
It's
I
awkward.
see. This is so awkward.
What is this shit?
Like,
This is so weird.
Oh, you in the chair on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I got you.
It's
I
a
was
chair.
like, what?
Oh.
I'm like, why is it? Then I
wait,
noticed the swivel.
the chair on the floor.
Chair is right
Yeah,
here.
he's like swiveling, or like he like
See?
this.
Oh.
I need to stretch his legs.
why they say I'm weird? Nigga, I got cool chairs. Nigga, what the fuck is weird with me?
Oh my God.
It's a chair that's on the floor. Why is that so funny? It's a chair that's on the floor.
We don't have that vantage point. We just have the top
No,
of
no,
your
no,
head.
no. Wait. We might not have on no clothes. We don't care about the
No,
vantage
please
point.
don't. No.
You don't care
Yeah,
about
don't
the
get
He took
up.
his
Anton, slap
clothes
Don't
your
get
off.
thigh.
up.
Slap
Don't
your
get
thigh.
up.
Slap
Don't
my
get
thigh.
up.
Slap your
Don't do
thigh.
that shit,
No,
nigga.
no.
They want now. You can tell. I mean, I don't care. I'll slap my thigh. I don't care.
No, that's
No, don't
fucking
slap
weird.
it.
Miko, fuck you.
I'm about to
No,
slap my thigh.
no,
No.
no. Oh, no.
Oh God. It's
So
time to
fucking
go.
weird.
Left. This was straight southpaw.
What is the problem? What the fuck is the
That's
problem?
so
here?
weird, like a nigga slapping his
Wait,
thigh.
wait, this
Weirdest shit
hold on,
ever.
So this went from me sitting in a chair to
Now that's Mika doing
I
that.
don't know. I don't know if it's worse just the top of his head or his eyes.
Nigga, put your shirt back on.
What's going on? What is going on here?
How many shirts does he have on? He
God,
still have like
no.
2 black shirts. What
No.
the
I'm
One is-
signing off.
One is a white beater, and the other one is a regular t-shirt.
Does anybody
So he
else
done
have
slapped
anything
his
to say? Are we
thighs
done?
and took off the shirt.
One is a white beater, and the other one is a regular shirt. I don't understand what the fuck is happening. I'm about to stand up in a minute.
Please don't. Just stay there. Just
I
stay
look
there.
good. I look
Just
good.
stay there.
Add more leave.
Mika, if he moves, you hit the off button. Mika.
Fuck is going on up here?
Hey man, chill. Hey,
Is that a tattoo? What the fuck tattoo you got on your shoulder? Get your shoulders out the camera.
This nigga look like he came up from
And they
Anton,
blame
need some
me.
rest.
Talking about I was having
This
an
nigga look like he came up from
What
swimming.
is this random top of your head shit is so fucking weird to me right now.
Right. And then the shoulder skin. Like, okay, close us out. Take us out. Before he
I don't know.
He did
I
have
don't
a
know.
glass
I
of
don't know
wine.
what is.
He
I
had a
don't
whole
know
glass of wine.
what's going on right now. Like what are
AB
we
had a whole glass of
what are
wine.
we trying to accomplish right now?
What the
It's
fuck y'all
getting
got
late.
going on?
Man.
Man, just get the shoulder out, bro. Like, shit.
Right. Stop creeping up.
The tattoo is killing me.
Like, what is this cross tattoo that you have? Y'all making fun of my damn Mandarin, nigga. This nigga got a cross on his shoulder.
That's what started the Mandarin tattoo because we saw that one.
Your stuff was too close together. I ain't never seen Chinese letters that
Oh.
close.
What are you talking about? Do I need to take my shirt off?
Yeah,
No,
show them
please.
Chinese letters.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
I'm gone, man. I'm gone.
You out all just
Nigga, my titties is getting big, nigga. I've been in the gym, shit. Take these motherfuckers out. Shit.
It is the pot cross that I told y'all about. I told y'all that I had a pot cross on me.
Hey, you showed it to us last time.
This is hurting back here.
Oh my god, I got a headache.
I already said that I had the pot cross.
Hot cross? What's a
Pac,
hot
Tupac cross.
Oh, what's the difference between a normal cross and a Tupac cross?
It's a certain cross Pac had on his arm.
Oh.
I mean, he had it on his
Two.
back. He had it on his back, I think.
Nigga, this like nigga eyes and up shit is weird as fuck.
Mhm.
Oh, this
I, just-
nigga.
I don't mind standing up.
What's going on up here?
Okay.
I
I don't
don't
sound
mind.
like the average DC person.
I don't
don't know,
mind
too.
standing up. I can stand up. I'm cool.
No,
We
no,
don't
no. We good.
mind-
We good. We
don't
good.
mind
We good.
you
We
sitting
good.
down. Yeah,
We
we don't mind
good.
you sitting
We
down.
good.
Just stay
We good.
down there. There you go.
Show shoulder
No,
again.
no. No.
So weird.
Every time he rises up, I get nervous. Just
Nigga, he's not gonna do nothing to get us in trouble, nigga. He ain't gonna show nothing
But the
weird.
fact
Nigga.
that
Chill
he
out.
raises up like that is hilarious. Anton, you should cut that and just when you on the Million in the Morning show, have that just pop up like that.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all niggas is
weird. Yeah. Anyways, let me read
Oh
these
my
quick
God.
super chats.
Oh,
I love our 2-hour shows. These are great.
I be trying and shit. What the fuck is going on? Can we discuss serious topics, please, yo? Ref, do something. This is freaky hours. Anyways,
oh my God.
so anyways, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We'll holler at y'all tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Y'all are hilarious.